Let's just have a conversation.
How y'all doing, family? Yo, what's going on, family? It's just a crew. We got Monique, Mr. Let Go, Sierra, Anton, Lady Di, Balance, Precious, Bruiser, me, myself, and Lapeef JR. Welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. What's going on, family? What's going on? How y'all doing?
What up?
Good.
I said, what's going on, family? Y'all sound dry as hell.
What's good?
We good.
No, we gotta make sure.
Friday Eve.
We gotta make sure you good over there.
Oh, yeah. Nah, everything is good now, man.
All right, so we good then.
Yeah. Pretty wild. But it's good to see you guys. Balance, you got that tea?
I got my peppermint tea. I'm excited.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yes.
Bruce, you ready? Bruce, I see you got the jewels on today, brother. Got an early Christmas gift, or you just in your bag?
Nah, I was doing a short earlier today, and I ain't had time to change. So
No, okay. That's what we do now, Bruce. That's what we call it. We're just doing some shorts.
yeah, just doing a short, man. Go check it out, man. It's some good information.
All right, I'll go ahead and check it out, man. Well, it's good to see you guys. Shout out to the sponsor, Teej, handling uncomplicated skincare for men. Make sure you guys click the link in the description, 30% off along with a free gift. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like the stream. Jordan Laundry, the Green Gang is in there. Marquise Keys, Jolie, Mr. BX87. Shout out to all the Green Gang, the accountability partner. I see you, man. It's good to see you guys in the chat. And if you are not part of the chat, I suggest you do, because the chat does get pretty lit, if I must say myself. That's right, Trainer Phil Teej. Y'all ready, family?
Yes, we are.
Let's get it.
Y'all looking like mannequins over there, man. Let's go ahead and dive right into our first topic of the night is, how do men perceive women? We'll go ahead and play this clip.
Be for men, but I see some synergy here in even interactions with women. I'm wondering to myself, is that not intentionally, but is that also how men, based upon the example you just gave, perceive women? Like, you know what? I see something in her, but I'm not gonna hold her forever. I could just do this. Like you said, hey, he wants too much for his offer on this property. So I'm gonna go past. I'm gonna get a little bit off of this, because I'm gonna refer him to work with my realtor, but that's not gonna be attached to me long term.
Yep.
I'm not anchoring myself with this property right here. This is ridiculous. But I'm gonna get a little something out of it though.
A little something.
I'm gonna get a little something out of what I see right now. But I'm not gonna hold this one. Just like if you see women and then you get to know her and she's super toxic, or the family's toxic, or you don't have alignment or whatever, it's like, I might get a little something out of this, but I'm not holding this forever.
No.
I got to keep it moving, because based upon what I'm looking for, the data, the key performance indicators, this isn't gonna give me what I'm looking for long term.
You guys seen that clip, and she basically was describing, she said men and women, but towards the end, she focused more on men, how men approach toxic situations, or sometimes they have an idea in the beginning of what that woman might entail. And if she isn't the one, then I guess men will play around with them for a little bit, test drive it, and then just keep it moving. I know men don't do that. Do they, ladies?
And you know they do that.
Really?
Now, I don't know if it's a majority of men. I don't know about today's, and today, but there are men who do that. And they don't have to be a 304 for them to test drive anything. Stringing them along.
I think it's irresponsible for men to do that. Men gonna do that or whatever, but it's important for you to let the woman know, because we talked about this, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. It's certain types of dudes who feel the need to actually have to string women along. And then you got another group of men that would just be like, all right, so this is what we're going to do. And, you know, you can either be cool with it or go about your business. You know what I'm saying? So some dudes who have the options, they're going to feel the need to play around with a woman and she has no idea. Me personally, I just can't stop a woman from, I can't take a woman completely out the market unless I want her. So if I take you completely out the market, that means I'm ready to potentially marry you and everything. But if it's like, if we just smashing or I just like you because you cute or whatever, I'm going to tell you in some type of way. I ain't just going to say, hey, we just going to fuck, whatever. But I'm going to tell you, like, you know, I don't want more than this. So if you want to keep your mindset open to finding a husband, I think that's important for a man to allow a woman to do. So we can be smashing, because I've said before, I've lost a woman to marriage. You know, she knew 1000% that we ain't got nothing else. We just sleeping together. And at some point, she found a boyfriend, got married, you know what I'm saying? And it was cool, you know? So that is super important, especially when a woman is like over 35. You can't be playing with these damn women. And she like 21, 22, whatever, that's one thing. But she like in her 30s, she trying to settle down, have kids or whatever, and you out here playing with her. Yeah, that's some bullshit. Just tell the woman and let her make that decision.
That's true.
What I see is initially, I see a piece of ass. So
What?
I mean, I see a piece of ass. Whenever I see more when I get to know her, but yeah, I see a piece of ass. Most definitely.
All I heard was ass.
So that's how I perceive a woman.
Go ahead, Lady Di.
So I was going to say that, you know, there are women who are not strung along. They just want to stay around and think that the man is going to want them after a while. So I think women, don't put yourself in that situation. If a man wants you, they're going to say it, especially, you know, after a while. Like, I mean, you starting off having sex already is kind of, you know, pushing it. But I mean, you can't be doing that for long, because then it's going to be friends with benefits. So you know he doesn't want you because he never asked or said anything about it, but you want him. So you're like, okay, well, let me keep giving it up because he's gonna eventually want me. And no, that's not gonna happen. You just making it worse. Now you are pretty much becoming a 304 if you haven't been doing that with other men. So just, you know, be careful with it. And then the guys that are stringing women along, giving them false hope, you know, selling them a dream, lying. You know, don't do that. And don't do that to no young woman, because now you're destroying her for when she is 30, she won't even want to settle down. So it's a lot of things going on with that. I think it should just be stopped.
All right, what do you think about it, Precious?
I think that most men, you know, most men tell you what they want. And if they're not telling you, they're going to show you. You know, if it's not coming through his words, it's going to come through his actions. And most women, I don't know. I think most women, although they may hear something and see a totally different action, don't necessarily go with the action. You know, they'll say, oh, I can change this man, or I can be with him and I'm different. And the action is just not mirroring what he's saying. So I think most men, they know what they want. They know who they're going to be with long term. They know who they're going to be with short term. Women are just the one that sometimes are just delusional, you know, and they just they stick around. They, you know, think again that they can change him. But most men are simple. They know what they want. They know what they don't want.
And just keep this in mind, ladies. Men are, to a certain degree, programmable. Like, for example, my daughter told me to stop eating bacon. I don't eat bacon no more. Shit like that. Like, we are like programmable when it comes to growth. If a woman comes around, is like, hey, doing this is counterproductive to what you say you want to do, and is what we doing, we'll change it. If it's productive and it's going to add value to us as people, because that's the number one thing that men need from women, you know, because we have blind spots that we don't see. But when a woman doesn't feel comfortable saying the things that she has an issue with, thinking the man is like, oh, that's just who he is. Well, that's to her detriment, because she doesn't respect her own role as the person that's dating the guy, you know? So regardless of what it is, always feel free to say something. And then if he doesn't change it, now it's time to exit stage left.
It depends on what the woman is telling him to change. I wouldn't say exit anything, because sometimes it takes a few years to even change. Because first you have to accept what it is that's being said. Then you have to understand what is being said. And then you got to practice on removing it. And then you got to practice on removing it for a while. It takes a long time. It's a long process. People give up too easily. Don't exit yet. Just if the person is right for you, stick around and wait, and, you know, help the person out if it's something that, you know, that could be changed.
But what does that mean? Without context, don't that make the woman somewhat of a doormat? So can you add at least context to that for the audience? Because you're going to have women just out here just as doormats, just waiting on a man to change. You know what I'm saying?
Well, your example was trash, talking about some bacon. So I don't know about that context. But okay, I could give some. So women always complaining about a man being messy and I got to pick up his clothes and shit. That type of stuff is silly. We talking about clothes on the floor. Now, I'm not saying that that's a responsible action. Obviously, if you're an adult, pick up your drawers, right? But what else is he doing? Is he providing for you? Is he taking care of the other necessities that you want? Are you getting these roses or whatever it is that you require from this man? All right, he didn't pick up his drawers. That's small, simple shit. Pick it up and help him be tidy, because obviously he missed that when he was young, right? Or maybe he just doesn't give a crap because he's working, paying for, you know, whatever it is that you want. So those little things I'm talking about, you could help work on tidiness. It's not the end of the world. Okay, yeah, you're going to look at it like, oh, that's like a kid. Don't look at it like that. Just look at it. He got other priorities, right? So then you work on his priority that might be missed. All right, he's not clean, so help him be clean, because you got to always look at the bigger picture. Look at with the good outweigh the bad. Everybody looking at all this simple, it's not even bad, it's just he's just not clean. That's not like he's not a bad person, he's just not clean. Women look on men that is not clean and discredit them. Like, that's silly. Like, stop all that. And then I think I said this on a panel before. There's a woman that people do this. Have a man, right? Their side of the room is jacked up. Your side of the room is all nice and pretty with candles. All right. You're going to leave that side of the room like that because you're saying he needs to grow the fuck up. Well, maybe you should grow the fuck up and help that person grow, because some people just don't have it together. It's not the end of the world.
Listen, this is crazy.
Here we go. You shouldn't have to do nothing for a woman. Go on and say it.
Well, first of all, any man that's programmable by a woman is not a man, that's a boy. Any man that's programmable by a woman is not a man, it's a boy. And more importantly, let me add additional context. He's a boy that is looking for a mother, or he's a boy that is not used to being in a position of power to then direct a woman to do what she's supposed to do instead of it being the other way around. That's A. B, this bedroom is your responsibility to clean, take care of. Yo, listen, when I get out the bed, I'm not thinking about making up the fucking bed. I'm not making up the bed. I'm not going to do it. If you want the bed made up, then make up the fucking bed.
Oh, man.
And I'm sitting right here with my chick right next to me. So like, I don't just talk shit for the sake of the internet. Like, this is real life. My chick is sitting right next to me. See that? If you want the bed made up, then make the fucking bed up, right? Okay. So that's B. C, once you start having sex outside of marriage, you're a hoe anyway. I don't care what you think. I don't care what your sentiment is. I don't care if you're a reformed hoe. I don't care if you a new virgin because your pastor prayed over you and you feel better about yourself because you received the Holy Ghost, saved, sanctified, and speaking in other tongues. That don't mean nothing to me. The minute that you gave, and it's so funny because if you go anywhere outside of the United States, women that have sex casually is damaged goods to men that are looking to get married. But we've gotten to the point to where we make ourselves so easily available. And to the fellas, let me just say this. It doesn't even matter what she thinks. The only thing that matters is that you become great, and then you have all the options to do what you want to do when you want to. And so it's her responsibility to make sure that she's the best option that you have by fitting into your program. But the minute that a woman starts to tell you what it is that you need to do differently is the minute that she needs to get her keys and then get in her car and then go to her place and make sure that she don't ever come back. But the point is that you fit them into a slot until one stands out above the rest, and she adds as much value or more value than you perceive her to add, and then you add her onto the team. You make her a part of your network, and if she shows herself worthy of being married, then you marry her. But at the same time, you also got to take into consideration, and this is the part of the conversation that nobody want to have, women string men along much worse than men string women along. As a matter of fact, men don't put women's names in their phone as food. Men don't slot women based off of what they can do for them. Men are more direct than women are. As a matter of fact, I think that women often at times will let a good guy take her out on a date and then go after he spend all of his money and he wine and dine her, call a dude that want to fuck her right after. So I'm not going for the bullshit when it comes to how men perceive women. It's how women show themselves, which we then take into consideration. And then that's how we see you. We see you for who you really are. If you a hoe, don't tell us don't call you a hoe because you a hoe. And we know you a hoe because all of the homies hit it. But just because you went to church yesterday no longer makes you a hoe. No, you still a hoe. You just a saved hoe, right? It was still the chick that was a prostitute in the Bible was not no longer labeled a prostitute. She was still a prostitute. She was just a prostitute with mercy. That's the only difference. And so my point is that if you want better results, then you have to be a different person, but don't get mad at the people for labeling you how you show yourself. We just identifying it for what it really is. We're not gonna play no games about it. And fellas, never change. Never change based off of what somebody else wants you to be for them. You change based off of what's best for you. Fuck that. Don't do nothing for nobody else. You do it for you.
All right, so I gotta go totally
easy.
All right.
It's Monique's first time here, man. We gotta
all right, because I gotta go against that's some bullshit. But go ahead, Monique.
Hey everybody. I'm going to answer Lapeef's question. The way I was raised, my dad always told me and my sisters that men perceive you these 5 things. He taught it was 3 H's and 1 P and 1 B. And it was basically like, he was like, either a man going to perceive you as the party girl, or he go perceive you as the businesswoman, somebody he probably can do business with, or the homebody, like somebody that could come over and chill like a homeboy, high maintenance. And then he said the jackpot was basically the home run. That was the one where you were like, you know, I could see myself being with her and all of that. So when my dad taught me that so young, I always tried to present myself in a different manner when I be around men. So I agree. And some of the women, y'all, I don't know if you guys like it or not, but I agree with what Anton just said, 80%, because we can't go by how our man perceive us. We got to go by what we're giving him to perceive us as. Like, if you don't want to be known as the party girl, you don't need to be going out every time this dude call you to go to the freaking club and hanging out with him and drinking and smoking and all that. But then you want this man to look at you as to be his woman, but you looking like the girl that he need to call to hang out with. And then vice versa. If you don't want the man to look at you as somebody to have sex with repeatedly over and over, you don't need to just meet him and just be having sex with him. And a lot of women do that. They get with guys, they get with a good guy. You guys don't know me, so I'll give you a background about me. I have a hair salon. I had a hair salon in Atlanta over 15 years. And I be around women every single day. And when I tell you some of the conversations women have in the salon, it drives me crazy because a lot of women, they complain about their husbands in the salon. They complain about a man that's doing a great job. And what I mean by great, a man that's taking care of home, not cheating on you, not smoking, not doing drugs, none of those things. They complain about that man, and they'll sit in the salon and belittle their husband to all these women and talk about them. And you have the single women that's like, oh, I met this guy. Girl, he was so nice. Yeah, I let him take me out to eat all the time. Girl, he be taking me shopping. But in the same conversation, they talk about how Chris is the one they have sex with. It don't make sense to me. Like, this man, the one that's taking you out. Now, one time did you say Chris took you to dinner? Now, one time did you say Chris invited you to meet his friends? But you sitting up here talking about how Chris got bomb-ass sex. But this man is the one that's taking you to dinner, trying to introduce you to his friends, being, very polite, showing you that he interested. And what we women do, we pass up the good men and we get with the dudes that ain't worth shit. And I'm sorry, and it is what it is. Like, we do that. And I think women need to stop doing that. And we need to change the narrative of how we are. A man can't change the narrative of us. We need to change the narrative of how we are as human beings.
Why would they change? You can't listen. Can a tiger change its stripes?
Let me cut that up because I can't hear you.
Can a tiger change its stripes?
Hold on a second. Say that again.
Can a tiger change its stripes?
No.
Nope.
So how can a hoe then become a housewife?
I'm going to answer that.
Okay.
I think everybody is in a position to where they can change. That just like if somebody did drugs all their life and they go through rehab, it all takes healing and removing yourself from your current situation. If you want better, you got to surround yourself around other women like that. You can't be around your whole friends anymore. You need to start getting in groups with other women who are married so that they can show you like different things. In order for you to grow in other areas, you have to put yourself in a position to be around other people like that.
How many hoes have you seen then stopped hanging with hoes and only hung around married women so that they can better understand how it is that they're supposed to move as a woman?
I've seen women like that.
Oh,
I told you I do
come
hair.
on, Monique. I was
I
with
have.
you. I was
just
with
shared
you
with you.
until
I
then.
do hair. I
was
just
with
shared
you.
that with you.
Let me tell you what happens. She get tired. It ain't that she trying to change. She tired.
That pussy gets tired. It gets stressed out.
Tired. But see, here's the thing.
Stressed out pussy.
You can't undo what you done did. So if everybody fucked on you, why is it a guy's responsibility to pick up the mantle of what it is that you've already done? Because you only get one life, right? Listen, only in relationships can you come back, right? When you get a felony, you got a felony forever. If you get labeled a pedophile, you're a pedophile forever. You a rapist, you get labeled a rapist forever. You a bitch, you get labeled a bitch. You gay, you slept with one guy, you gay forever, nigga. Don't sit here and talk about I'm not gay, no nigga, you gay. You a whole gay, all right? So why is it that relationships and how we want to label ourselves is the only thing that you can come back from?
Because we want people to be what we want them to be.
No, people want to change.
Insecurity, man.
People want to change how other people perceive them. But the fact of the matter is, once you cross a threshold, you that.
Yeah, you just know how to tame it. It's not like you.
What about forgiveness, Anton?
All of a sudden, like
I can forgive you, but it don't
just
make listen. I believe in forgiveness, but that does not mean that you shouldn't do your time. You did the crime, you should still do the time. That don't mean that I'm not gonna forgive you.
And the time is stay your ass single and you don't deserve a goddamn husband. So, Anton, I agree with you on 80% of what you said. Also, because if a woman is just totally okay with casual sex, you don't need no damn husband, because at the end of the day, you got to think about it. Just like I said, I lost a woman to marriage, right? And the first thing I felt was like, damn, he doesn't know that he could have got all of that for a long period of time, because that was a long situationship, or on and off situationship, right? He could have got years of that, everything she giving him now for free.
You can't expect me to take
So
you
if
seriously.
a chick is
He got
okay with
finesse.
one
He got
dude
finesse.
smashing due to casual sex, the next dude will be stupid to actually take her off the market, because the dude that she
finesse.
was fucking is like, damn, bro, like you hurt in the streets, like leave her ass out here. A
He got
chick has
finesse.
to, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the bottom line is, she only deserves what she preserves. And if you ain't preserving your ass for a man to actually want to be with you, or either only have sex with the men that actually said, hey, I want to get in a relationship with you and potentially, because shit happens, and I want to potentially see where this goes. But if you okay with a nigga just fucking you and it's just no strings attached, you don't deserve no damn husband. But
Let's,
You know, the interesting thing is, so I checked the chat, right? Because I gotta help moderate. And Maurice Crowell said, once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. The first thing that they tell you in AA, regardless of how long you've been sober, and when you introduce yourself, is, hi, I'm such and such, I'm an alcoholic. The first thing you have to do, regardless of how long, and you be holding on to that pen, talking about I'm such and such and I am an alcoholic. And it doesn't mean that you're no longer that, it's that you're trying to exercise restraint against the thing that you know that you are, which is why the first thing that they make you do is to identify as the thing that you're trying to get over, right? If I was ever to be divorced, which I would never get divorced ever, right? I would never get married again. And it goes against everything that marriage stands for. Even the idea of a woman wearing a white dress down the aisle. She is not supposed to wear a white dress because she does not represent what that white dress is supposed to indicate. She shouldn't even be wearing a white dress. That's supposed to be symbolic of something that we've forgotten, and we don't even understand what the institution of marriage means. Ideally, the whole idea was you were supposed to marry a virgin. You were supposed to marry a virgin. And because I know that I'm not interested in marrying a young girl, and there are no more 40-year-old virgins that I've ever seen, I just wouldn't get married again, because I think that you got one time to do the thing that you're supposed to do the right way. I think that everything that we got out here is being remixed. And I think that I got the right thing. And so that's the reason why I continue to nurture her, because she's then my responsibility and 100% a reflection of me. But I wouldn't even move outside of that anymore, because everything is all convoluted and there is no pure women anymore that, a man is supposed to be able to wife the way that we initially was supposed to do it. Everything is remixed.
So here's my question to y'all. And it's completely aligned with the topic, JR. So don't shoot me a message on the side. Why, number one, why we act like women are going to accept accountability for this type of behavior? Number two, why are we acting like it's not a population of men that's willing to marry these 304s?
Well, there's nothing we can do about
all I can say is suck on. You
Wait,
have
say
a
that
husband.
last part. You got.
I wanted to actually talk about it, and I wanted to say, like, the question is, how do men perceive women? But I as a woman cannot say what or how a man perceives me. It will be based on my behavior. Yeah. I agree on that. But my behavior with Bruiser could be different than my behavior with Mr. Lego. So I cannot pretend for too long, that's for sure. Nobody can pretend. So humans, that's just for us, not just men. Women also notice behavior. Women, we decide to override or ignore certain behavior because we like the man too much. That's for sure. Some women do that. But men will see the behavior in a woman. That's how he will perceive it. But what is, there is a saying, what is trash for one person is a treasure for another person. Yeah. So I know that you all want to have, like, because the way you think, you want every man to think the same way. There is men that are willing to actually support or, provide for someone else's kid, not their biological kid. But okay, I'm not saying you, Anton. I'm not saying you.
No. I'm saying women don't want those guys.
Keep speaking. I'm loving what you're saying.
There's plenty of men out there that's available for y'all. Y'all don't want regular guys. Y'all want the top 1% of guys that then have options to do what they want to do with everybody. The regular guy,
You're
that's
never going to meet the top 1% of guys. I don't know why y'all do this Kevin Samuels shit.
No.
They
What
don't
a
want the
woman
1%.
wants and what she's able to get is two different things. Every woman wants the top 1%. What she settles for, at what age she settles for it, is a completely different conversation. But they hold out too long, not rolling with that normal everyday guy that makes $70,000, $80,000 a year, that's willing to rock with him. He may be a little bit nerdy, he may be a little bit corny, but you want an intelligent thug. You want a thug that make $1 million a year in the boardroom and then is wearing his pants sagging when he get home fucking with you. Y'all don't want that guy until that guy is no longer available and he realizes his value and his worth and he continues to level up, and then he's no longer available. They don't want guys that's willing to take care of their kids.
One of you mentioned that there is a section or a group of men that are in a certain way with certain characteristics, looking for certain things on a woman, and then another group of men. But women are also that way. There is certain group of women from
group of men that have options, and certain group of men that don't have options. So the ones that don't have options just have to deal with that's what I was saying.
Okay.
So look, because this is important, Anton. You see things from a person that has been married for 17 years. You don't see things from the standpoint of people who are still out here.
18,
like you said,
18 and a half.
Right. So what you said, it goes right along with my argument. And it's not really an argument, it's a perspective. If we 18 and a half years like you, these hoes, it just is what it is.
Y'all see how God working?
So look, what? Am I good?
You're breaking up.
It ain't take me 18 years.
I'm about to say I haven't been married 18 years. And I got that concept. It don't take it. Just
right.
It take me 18 years.
Takes a good marriage to understand.
Is my camera good? Yes or no?
It's better.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, when it comes to people who are still out here, the people that are over 30, 35 or whatever, there is another perspective, right? We have to deal with whatever we have to deal with. If a man has kids, if a woman has kids, if a man's over 30 and he's dating a woman that's over 30, she done got ran through by at least 10 dudes. It is what it is. You feel me? So it just to sit here and say, well, I can't do this, I'm never going. Well, you got to look at the other perspective of other people. We can't turn back time. We can't do shit. So if a dude is 30,
hold on. I'm
not wait. Let me finish.
Why do I have to look at it from the perspective of the broken?
I'm not saying you look at it. I'm just saying you have to consider that there's another demographic of men and women out here that are not.
Yeah.
You got married when you was in your 20s.
I know. I did it the right way.
It's people who are 30s and 30 and up that aren't married.
Fuck
so
them.
What would you?
I don't give a fuck about what they think.
I get what you're saying, but the audience has to understand another perspective so they can figure out what the fuck they're gonna do.
Focused on the time that I do stuff based off of the audience, you ain't never seen it. Since I've came on the internet, I've never given a fuck about what anybody think except for what I think with my own.
Okay, well, I'll just share the other side of it then.
Okay, well,
yeah, but it's human.
I'll leave that to you. But let me tell you something.
Gotcha.
In real life, I'm not trying to change you grown, hard-headed motherfuckers. Like, y'all gonna do what y'all want to do anyway. At the end of the day, you're gonna get off this panel and you're gonna go fuck a nigga that don't give a fuck about you. That's what you gonna do. Audience members, whoever. You gonna do as a grown motherfucking man and woman what you want to do. I'm not focused on trying to change y'all. That's why I mentor young guys from 14 to 24, motherfuckers that can really be saved. These old niggas, we just up here kicking it, identifying what it is that we see, and that shit is entertaining. I'm hoping that a young person see this and can make the adjustment. Fuck these old motherfuckers.
I was about to tell you
that shit. I'm chasing the people that actually want to be changed.
I was actually about to tell you that based on what you're saying, it's totally understandable. And based on your mentality, what you mentioned before, if a person is a 304, it cannot be changed. So all these people watching this, if it's not under 20, haven't make those mistakes, you cannot do anything about them. So you can only speak to a certain audience, the younger people hopefully they will listen to you and understand. But most of these people don't have nothing to relate. So you have to be used different. You will have to talk to them with, like, you know, examples, because that's how young people are. But you're telling these people, grown ass people, that can make mistakes, because we're humans. We all make mistakes. One person that only has one kid with being with one person doesn't have, as you use the word, deserve to get married again.
No, they don't.
Okay. Well, that's not you who decides that. It's the person.
Well, why did you ask? Why did you ask me then? If
no, I'm saying in general, it's not you who decide that. It's the person that they are going to be. If they meet someone and that person feels like they want to be and do everything for this person and they deserve it, it's them, not you.
And I respect you for your role.
And that's how you feel. The reality is,
that's not how I feel. That's how it is.
And you know how I know you're wrong? Because don't nobody deserve anything.
We earn it. We earn it.
You said they don't deserve to get married. And I'm saying
I use the word because you're using it. To me, it's earning. I earn the respect from
you didn't
men.
Change it. You can't remix me. Words mean things. You didn't say earn. You said deserve. Nobody.
I use deserve because you're using the word deserve. I said it. You said
I use the word deserve,
I used it in its proper context. And I said no. Nobody deserves anything. You get what you earn.
100% agree with you on that. Yeah.
So I'm the one who said,
hold on.
I'm the one who said you deserve what you deserve, but it's really earn, but it just sounds better. Deserve, preserve. So I agree with y'all. It's earning, not deserving.
But this is the thing. If I earn the respect of a man, then I earned it. You cannot change that. That's my point.
Here's
if I earn the respect of a man, of a woman, or whoever, if I earn that, it's mine now. You can't change that. It doesn't matter how Anton or Mr. Lego Bruiser, I deserve.
So let me ask you a question.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not personalizing it. Based off of statistics, why is conversations based off of relationships, especially when people are getting above the age of, let's just say 28, so popular? Because very few people actually earn that shit. And so if you want to speak to the majority of the population, I'm going to say that you digging for a needle in a haystack, because most people ain't going to earn nothing. This is the first generation of women that are largely dying by themselves, not as widows, but as single women.
Yep. They fucked up out here too.
I want to get balance. Let me get balance in there.
Thank you, JR.
Yeah, go ahead.
I did want to speak to this topic. I mean, this is such a heated debate. I'm looking at the comments, right? It's like over 1,100 people in here. And as a coach, I want to speak to the women, because I think I want to come from the standpoint of all of the young men and women that have a lot of childhood trauma. And a lot of ways that they try to fix that is being promiscuous at young ages. And I have coached a lot of these women, and they may have done this at 17, 18, 19, 20, and then they make a change in their life at 22, 24, and they're different people now. So now that they're different people and they change, most people that's watching, I'm pretty sure, are not married. The majority of the people that are watching this, so I'm speaking to them. If you had a traumatic childhood and you ended up being promiscuous when you were younger, you can change. You can change that. And you can heal, and you can get therapy, and you can become a new creation if that's what you so desire to be. So don't let anybody tell you you can't be something. You could do anything you put your mind to. Those are the people I'm speaking to that desire a change. You can change. And if you desire that change, you could always go for what you want. Be honest. Don't lie about your past, but you don't have to be your past. So that's the angle I'm coming from as a coach. And I just want to speak to those people that do change their lifestyles. So I'm here for you ladies if you are looking to change your life.
So you're saying that somebody, you're saying that
Harry Potter is real too, y'all.
What?
Harry Potter is real. It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
So
selling wolf tickets out here in these streets.
I agree about someone can change, right? They can change their mindset and not do things again, right? But the damage is done, and that's what can't change. Think about a cut on your knee, right? You fell off your bike, right? You got this big ass cut on your knee. That scar is not going anywhere, right? So you have to live with these things. And you cannot get what you feel you deserve, because now, depending on what the trauma is and whatever scar you have, you can't just walk around and be like, I could get this, I could get that. No, you can't. You got to stay in your lane and get what you can get and be grateful that you could get something. But I wouldn't say they could get anything. No, I can't even get anything. And you know what I'm saying? No one can just get anything. You got to get whatever's in your pool.
I think I agree with you. Everybody has to have realistic expectations, but I don't want any woman walking around and said, because this happened to me when I was a child, I have to walk around with the scarlet letter on me for the rest of my life. I'm sent to purgatory and I can never have anything. I'm not worth anything. And we have a lot of people, spewing this all over the internet as if men and women haven't been promiscuous when they were younger and they want to change and now be husbands and wives. It goes both ways. And I've seen the change. I've seen it happen where people have changed. So at the end of the day, anything is possible if you put your mind to it and effort to it, and that's what you want. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. But yes, you have to have realistic expectations. You know what I mean? Like, there are different calibers of women. Certain men, they don't qualify for me, but that's okay. That doesn't mean that they can't get another woman. I wouldn't tell them you're never going to get a woman. I'm just not that woman for you.
But let me give you an example though. So I have a client, right? Was a prostitute, got married, has 3 kids. She struggled in the bedroom with her man because what she used to do was just lay there, right? She couldn't change the feeling of just laying there receiving something, right? Because she was getting it for money. Those type of things are trauma. That's the things I'm saying that can't, like, yeah, you could revert your mindset, sure, but they have to battle with these things. There's things to cope. Yeah, there's coping mechanisms, but at the end of the day, it ain't going nowhere. Now, she got married, okay, right? She found someone that was able to, deal with that. That's what's up. But at the end of the day, she still has to deal with these things in her marriage. And it's been 10 years, So yeah, and no, it depends, because okay, these people get these things, but now you got to dig further into the life, like behind the closed door. What's happening back there? That's what I'm saying. It's not.
Let me add context to what both of y'all are saying. One, Lady Di is right. What that woman is actually experiencing is something called disassociation. She's laying on her back because she's so used to just letting dudes just, do whatever they do and go on by their business. And she always disassociated herself out of her body. You literally, I call it your emotional treehouse. You literally just go somewhere else, let him finish what he's doing, and then you get up and get your money. But now that she's married, she has a habit of going to her emotional treehouse when she's having sex with her own husband, which is called disassociation. This does not just go away. First, just like what Anton said, you have to identify the fact that you have a problem. Hey, I'm so-and-so and I am alcoholic. Now, but this particular woman may not know what she's actually experiencing, which is disassociation. Once she realizes that she's experiencing disassociation, and every time she gets ready to have sex with her husband, she just goes away, mentally, she now can go to therapy and say, okay, this is the actual thing that is happening. Versus with a lot of people, they're not aware of what's going on in their minds. So they're just like, hey, I don't know why, I just like to lay here. No, you don't just like to lay here. You're disassociating yourself from the actual sexual act. But if you're not aware that this is happening, you're just going to say, hey, the sex is whack, or I'm not pleasing my woman, what to do? And a therapist can't help with that. So the first thing we have to do in order to change, because now I'm going to go with balance. I agree with balance. Once you get an understanding of what exactly is going on in your brain, there's something called neuroplasticity. Things can change. Repetition. I used to know how to speak.
I feel like I'm in a session right now.
I don't know how to do that shit no more. Why? Because I stopped learning how to speak Japanese. So once you build a habit of doing something or not doing something, you can actually change. You know what I mean?
So I want to give a personal story, right?
And I'm gonna give one after you.
Hold on before you guys get personal stories. Let me get Monique in there real quick. Okay. And my Precious and Bruises Ali. Because I just feel like, I just want to pay my co-payment.
Passing the torch.
Y'all gotta jump y'all asses in there. Come on, y'all go.
Go ahead.
I don't overtalk people. I just can't do that.
Oh, you
So
got
I just wait
class.
on people to speak and then I'll speak.
Rob, what's wrong with class?
I'm glad she's back. I was waiting on her to come back on the camera. Is it Sarah or Sarah?
Sayeda.
Yeah.
Saira.
Tyra? Okay, that's so beautiful. I totally understand what she's trying to deliver to you guys. And maybe it's not coming out to where you guys are understanding, because I get exactly where she's coming from. And that's why I was saying, when I said my dad told me like how men perceive you based on what you're doing. And that's what they're going to perceive you as. She's totally right. Like, you may do one thing with this guy that you don't do with this guy. So this guy may be somebody that you're cool with, and he may end up perceiving you as somebody that's a cool homegirl that he called. But this guy may be showing you dating relationship type of stuff, and you might be doing things different with him, and he probably looking at you like, oh, I can potentially be with her. So they're both going to have two different perceptions of you, because they're getting two different things from you. They're not getting the same because they're coming at you differently. And then with Anton, and I think you're very close-minded, and I think you need to be a little bit more open-minded, because I understand you've been married, but when you first got on this panel, you said my chick. So I just assumed that was a girlfriend. I didn't even know you were married until you just said you've been married for so many years.
Sometimes that's my bitch.
But that's what I'm saying. So I perceived that you were just a single man just dating a woman. So when Mr. Lego corrected you, when he said that you got to speak to an older audience, you can't be so closed-minded as to young people, because Lapeef audience is not younger people. The people that's watching this live right now are older adults. So if you're trying to teach them something and want them to learn something, you have to get on their level right now. Everybody ain't perfect.
That I was trying to teach them.
Because you said your exact words was, you've been married since you were for over 18 years. Your wife was a virgin. Everybody's life is not that. Everybody's life is not like that. Everybody,
I know, and that's why they're inferior.
So you have to be open with different dialogues of everybody's experiences.
No,
Bro,
I don't.
we can't fuck no virgin out here, bro.
Hold on. Stop. Let me tell you something. A king,
and I heard you clearly, because that's one thing I do. I listen.
Not fucking lower himself at all. At all. I am the man. I do not wait for anybody to give me my flowers. I am not trying to teach anybody on this particular panel. I have a completely different platform for that. So if they want that, then they have the option to be able to do that. And it's incredibly popular. Incredibly popular. And it's a lot of bag chasers that's out here that's getting that bag as a result of getting up under my covering and my tutelage. However, this is an opportunity for me to tell the truth. Sometimes the truth hurt. I'm not trying to make nobody feel better. As a matter of fact, my slogan in life is fuck your feelings. I don't give a fuck about what nobody think at all. I am a man that is moving in my purpose. I don't go left or right based off of what the sentiment of other people think. And I think that if more men was more forthcoming and strong in their convictions and moving in their purpose like I am, then you would have less hoes out here thinking that they can get away with the bullshit. More men need to be strong instead of acquiescing over into the whims and the woes of what a woman think. I don't give a fuck about what a woman think. As a matter of fact, a woman's purpose is to get up under me, not the other way around.
So you're basically saying right now, I just want to get clarification from this. You're perfect. You're like the perfect epitome of a man.
Don't go there.
Right up under Jesus.
Okay.
Man, y'all feeding man ego. Look, all I can say is this. I can't sit here and tell a woman what she can deserve, earn, or any of that thing. Because I know that there's an overwhelming population of simps that's willing to step in there and cape and say these hoes. So there's guys out here that's willing to support the delusion. You know, I have a cousin, you know what I'm saying? He married a woman that was for the streets and had multiple kids. And this like all the stuff we talking about is just in the wind until one of these women on this panel say, okay, so if you fit that criteria, what type of man are you think you deserve, or you earned, or you entitled to? Whenever I hear that, whenever I hear the details behind that type of guy, that's when I'm able to like, okay, yeah, you are delusional. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not knocking. Y'all want to be promiscuous. Y'all want to fucking go out here and give it up and get tossed around in the streets. Go ahead. I know it's guys out there that's willing to do it. Shame on those guys. I'm not that type of guy. Just like Anti said, if I ever get a divorce, I probably go get me a webcam studio and hire some chicks and start making money off these bitches. Because the way they just flowing out here, I see opportunity. That's exactly what I would do.
Lady.
Okay, so I was gonna say that I used to have anxiety issues, right? So it came pretty severe where I had to make a change like ASAP. I made the change. I figured out how to not have an anxiety attack. But what I'm doing is taming what I am. I don't walk around saying I don't have anxiety, because I do. I just know how to not have an anxiety attack. I know my triggers when I'm going to get that way. So when those triggers come up, because I can't change the triggers, right? When the triggers come up, I just
you can.
How do you do that?
You can change your perception of the actual trigger. Once you go back to your childhood and your memory and change how you perceived what happened to you, it's no longer a trigger.
So
no, you got to work on
serious,
it.
Right? I don't have
you right, but it's not that black and white like that. You're right.
No. I'm just letting her know so she can finish talking. I ain't want to just totally interrupt her. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I agree with Ali. It's not black and white, because I don't have nothing traumatic like what someone may be thinking. There's nothing traumatic that happened why I have anxiety. It could be just I watched a crazy ass scary movie, right, when I was young. And then now I have these crazy ass triggers. But I mean, even though, okay, I figure out what that is, how are you going to change something that maybe affected you in that way when it's already happened? Like, that's why I was mentioning a scar. Okay, I fell off of a bike. I can't change my memory of falling off the bike. It's there. It's not going nowhere. So what I'm saying is I know how to tame. I don't have anxiety attacks. It's been about 7 years now. I don't have anxiety attacks at all, but it's still there. That's what I'm saying.
So question for y'all.
Hold on, Bruiser. Hold on, Rashawn. Want to get in there? Go ahead, Rashawn.
I just want to know what are y'all talking about? Because I hear like I hear everybody just like the conversation
is going everywhere.
Yeah,
like, I don't even know how to jump in because I don't know where
to.
No, I see the question. No, I see the question. I just want to hear like when we speak, can we give direction or something? Because even if I should be able to come in here and hear.
Bro, what do you have?
Right now, God damn. Listen, right now, nobody talking to you, Mr. Lego. Just well, I am talking to you, but I just need you to be 2 ears and 1 mouth. I need you to do that right now. When we talk, we be able to give direction, right? And I should be able to come and hear exactly what the topic is. I just see how do men perceive.
Bro, can you
listen,
God
bro?
damn it, man.
Listen,
Why do you do this?
I'm trying to help you out because when you was just talking,
what is your opinion on damn topic, bro?
So I'm gonna wait to the next topic. I just want to say y'all
good. All right, whatever.
Hold
Precious.
I'm with Rod, so
all right, next. I don't got time for this shit.
Hold on, you with who?
But if you come into I'm not directly going to you, Ali, but whoever come into this panel late or going to a show late, you ain't gonna catch on.
Right, just sit your ass to the side.
Like,
but we have been sitting here and having this conversation. It is kind of going.
It is.
This is what conversation is. You either go with the flow. Don't you love to sit around saying just if it don't flow, it don't work? Well, flow, goddammit. Go ahead.
I wasn't able to say what I wanted to say earlier, so that's why now me and Coach Balance trying to get back to what we were saying. That's the only reason why.
Trying to tell their personal stories.
That's all.
Yes, we were trying to,
but that's fine.
But y'all ain't be honest with them personal
stories. Be honest with you.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna sign up all y'all coaches. I'm gonna sign up to all y'all joints.
Right.
Listen.
Finally, someone said it. Oh my gosh! Thank you for saying it.
I'm gonna sign up to be a student of Mr. Let Go. I'm gonna be a student of balance and codes. I'm gonna be a student of dating to marriage. I'm gonna be a bag chaser.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Listen, I like
hold on. Wait a minute.
I'm gonna be a bag
whole nother level.
Hey, yo, listen.
Bag Chasers University now.
Hey, yo, listen. I'm going to the university.
I'm not a coach.
Hey, yo, listen.
I'm not a fucking coach. I'm a legend. It's a difference.
All right, so I'm coming to see the legend Anton Darius because listen, he got a lot of people underneath, which I'm gonna be in that. Hopefully, if I
But
can,
let me address something that
if I could get
Anton
accepted to be in
said.
Miami, if I could be accepted to come
Rashawn, let me address something that Anton said earlier. You're a little boy if you listen to a woman.
If a woman can tell you what to do,
this is the point that I'd be like, what the hell is Anton talking about? If you walk, and I'm not just going to say nothing crazy. If you walk into a room and it's fucking cold, you get cold. You walk outside and it's hot, you're going to get fucking hot. So your environment will change you regardless of what the fuck or who the fuck you are. So if you got a woman and she says, hey, there's a better way to do this than this, and if it makes sense, you roll with it. That isn't being controlled by a woman. That isn't being a little boy. That is the people. It could be a man or a woman, like Rashawn. Rashawn could turn around and say, yo, bro, do this. Rashawn, don't we have conversations? You be like, yo, do this, do that. Or I tell you to do this and do that, right? Nope. So and I ain't going to say what's the difference between a man and a woman, but if it's a woman around me and she says, hey, this is a better way to do some shit, or if it's a man around me and says, yo, say this or do this better and you'll make this type of change, I'm gonna fucking do it. Just like I said.
And that's why your name is your name is Mr. Let Go.
One last thing.
You let go of that chick so she can go get married to somebody else. That's why your ass is still single.
Okay, let me finish though. Let me finish.
That's
just
why
like
you're still single.
Can I finish? Just like I said with my
you
daughter.
Going with the whims and the woes of what a woman wants until she
let me finish though.
Until she let your ass go and marry somebody else.
Okay, she can marry somebody else. I don't give a fuck. So the bottom line is this.
Right. I give
no
a fuck.
No matter who the person is.
When you come under my covering, you under my covering forever. I don't let people go. They stay under my covering forever. I don't get divorced.
Well, you only had one woman since you was like for the last 18 fucking years.
Which speaks to my credibility. That's my credibility, is that I don't move, I don't shake, I don't modify. I talk this shit because I really live it. My chick sit right next to me.
Can I finish my fucking point though, bro? Okay, there you go. I don't know what happened to your phone. Thank you.
Understands that when I say it, it means something.
Okay, you done?
No.
So the other side of the perspective is if somebody that I trust that's in my environment brings up something that I can do better at, I am programmable where I'm like, I'm receptive to information. What the fuck? So I don't see nothing wrong with that. See, male, female, cat, dog.
But the problem is that all information ain't good information. So you don't
understood. But I said trust.
You don't know what you don't know.
Right.
I don't have to trust information. The only thing I look at is the credibility of the person based off of whether or not they get the results.
That's all I'm saying.
So if you actually trying to understand how to marry successfully, let me ask you a question. If you on the outside looking in and you looking at me and you, who would you go to?
Say it again.
If you trying to understand how to marry successfully, because that's what this shit is all about. It's about relationships. It's about life partners and marriage and every other issue that come along with it or how we solve for it. If you're trying to understand how to marry successfully, because all of the grandparents, they gone. You ain't getting no 30, 40, 50 years from them. They're not giving you no more information. They lied to you anyway. If you're trying to understand how to marry successfully, if you're trying to fuck around, then I think they should go to you. If they trying to understand how to marry successfully, then they need to come to the king.
That's not my point. I can agree with that.
Exactly. The point is what are the results? You are talking about how you feel and what you trust and all of this shit. And I'm talking about what works. I'm results based. I'm not feelings based. I don't go into all of the big words. You are a master. Listen, you're smarter than me. You're wiser than me. Your head is probably shinier than mine, the whole 9 yards. But I know one thing. I know what I know. I don't talk about shit that I don't know.
I understand that.
And the fact of the matter is, if you want to understand how to be successfully married and get to the results, and you want to cut through all of the bullshit, then you come kick it with the big dog. In the meantime, they can go kick it with you.
Anton,
Cool. With all that being said, hold on real quick. With all that being said, because I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm not garnering more attention than you or trying to. I don't give a shit. My whole point of all this is to the audience and everybody on here. If it's somebody in your circle that you trust, whether it's a male or a female, it's nothing wrong with taking, like, being receptive to what they have to say and making some changes. That don't make you a little boy, because like I told you, I listen to men, I listen to women, because different people have different perspectives. So when you stuck in one fucking perspective and all you want to think about is your own perspective, you're gonna fuck yourself over. Unless
How?
no.
How do I fuck myself over?
I'm trying to talk. Yeah,
I want to hear this.
It depends on who you are. So if you're Anton, stay with everything you do and listen to everything Anton. But if you're not Anton, consider that there are other perspectives out here. Because if you're not Anton, you might want to get a second opinion, whether it's a male or a woman. And that is my whole point. So yeah, Anton, you got your own perspective, but other people have their own. And other people have their own direction also.
And when you get done fucking around and they get done blowing your back out and leaving you on the streets for the pavement, like all of the rest of the niggas that came before you, come holler at the king, and I'm gonna show you how to get your bag right and get your marriage up.
Cool. So Mr. Lego, what is your direction?
As in what?
You just said you was talking about Anton's direction that he was giving out. What is the direction that you give out?
Well, the direction we were specifically talking about contextually wise. We was talking about taking a perspective from a woman is bad. That's what he was saying. You're a little boy if your woman or a woman says, hey, there's a better way to do something, or consider something that you're doing or saying as this. It could be hurtful, or it could be this, it could be that. Shit. Rashando said the shit that your delivery can be hurtful, and I'll consider what Rashawn is saying. So if I can consider what Anton or whoever is saying, why can't I consider what a woman is saying? So that's the reason why I'm bringing this up, because what Anton paints it out to be is, if a woman says it, it's some dumb shit. If a man says it, listen, I don't agree with that. That's my whole point.
So this is what I heard. Hold on. Let me just respond, because I had a question. This is what I heard, and tell me if I'm wrong, Anton. I see a lot of women try to get in relationships and they try to control the man, or they try to change him into something he's not, or try to modify him off of his path that he already created and worked hard for and established himself on. When you say, if you a little boy, if you let a woman come in there and change up everything that you already had going and you done created momentum for, and you've proven the whole reason why she's even attracted to you or even trying to hitch to is because she see the fruit you bear. I'm looking at when Anton say that is, if a man go off of his path and change and modify himself something that he already worked hard to become, then you a little boy. Am I right or wrong, Anton?
Well, you just add context. You just added context to what he was saying. So I just wanted to add context also. So we both are on the same page now, all three of us.
That's the problem, that when you just say it like that, it sounds differently, and that's how women hear it. And that's the big difference, because now that you agree that women struggle.
Anton, you just be saying shit.
I just wanted to say something.
You don't add context, bro. You don't add context to what you're saying, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're saying anything wrong. I'm saying you aren't adding context.
I don't need to add context because I'm very direct, which is one of the reasons why you motherfuckers get uncomfortable.
We can move on then.
No, we don't move on until I'm ready to move on. The thing about it is, and let me say it again. What's up, baby? How you doing? The thing about it is, y'all not used to somebody telling you it directly. Y'all go all the way around and y'all mix and match it, and you like to change the words to mean how you make it feel better and all of that other type of shit. We need to just cut straight through the bullshit and just get right to it. This is what it is. Fuck your feelings. We don't care about what you think. The guy that you want don't give a fuck about you. He telling you what you want to hear so he can fuck you. And then he gonna send you to the curb, and you worried about what it is that I'm saying. You need to be worried about what you're getting. And the reason why most people don't get the results is because they lean on the emotion and they don't lean on the results. The results is the only. If you ask most people that what they want, they're gonna say, "I want to be happiness. I want happiness," and then they're gonna describe all of these things that make them feel good. The reality is that you should want to grow, and growth comes from direct conversation that tells you exactly what it is that you need to hear in order to get to the results, and it comes with being uncomfortable. The minute that you start squirming, the minute that you get uncomfortable, the minute that somebody say some shit that actually make you bothered, that's when you know that that motherfucker is telling you the truth, and he's telling you something that's actually going to benefit you. The dude that says something to you that actually make you feel good, be careful. You running into a different version of Derek Jackson. He gonna tell you something that makes you feel better. It doesn't get the results. The results come from being uncomfortable. That's what growth comes from. Growth comes from getting dirty. Growth comes from suffering. Growth comes from, getting into a space where somebody challenges what it is that you really believe, not the thing that makes you feel better. And I cut through the bullshit and I tell people exactly what the truth is. And you know what most people say? They say, Anton, I didn't like you at first, but the reality is that when I start getting out of my emotions, I'm fucked up. And that's when you come and see me. Don't come see me if you need somebody that make you feel good. Fuck this coaching shit. Fuck all of that. Come see me when you want the truth. I'm going to give it to you straight, raw, and real. And anything outside of that, I don't give a fuck about you. I don't care about your life. I don't care about your wife. I don't care about your kids. The only thing I care about is giving you what you came for me for. I'm not for that bullshit. And so y'all go ahead and have that cute little peachy conversation. Keep that shit. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm already where I need to be. I don't need nobody. And that's why I can talk the way that I talk, because I'm not controlled by anything and anyone. I made my own destiny, and anybody that's up under me and all of the women that work for me, they adore me. Anybody that's under me know that I'm leading you to the promised land. I'm not leading you to no bullshit. I'm not going to abandon you. I'm not going to dish you. I'm always going to give you everything you need in order to be successful. And you know that I got your best interest at heart. That's the difference between me and everybody else.
And I'm just telling you straight up. And the whole point of all this is your life is, your perspective is the way it is.
Hold on, wait, Mr.
It's not right or not wrong.
Hold on,
go ahead, Ali. We got to get these likes up. It's only 338 likes, and it's 1.4 people. Yeah, it's 1.4 people that's watching right now. So we got to get these likes up.
Come on, y'all. Hit the goddamn like button, y'all.
Anton just went on
It's 1,000 bag chasers in the audience. They know what the fuck is going on.
Listen,
they know what's going on.
Anton was just preaching a sermon.
What I wanted to say was, Anton, he's just cutthroat, all right? And I respect that, because I'm actually the same way. Me and my husband are the same way. We coach people with the reality. We don't do that fantasy bullshit. I'm the same way. When I come on here, though, I'm respectful. I'm not going to do all that, because I just want to get a message across. But my clients is the same thing. I don't do that peachy stuff, because you don't get results like that. You got to give people the truth. And even if it's going to make hurt their feelings, it's not about feelings. It's about what's the reality of what's going on and what the outcome would be after that. That's better that way. And that's how people actually change. One of my slogans are, get uncomfortable to get comfortable. You have to be like that. If you can't get uncomfortable, nothing's happening. You're just going to be stuck in a bubble, So if you want to see a difference, make sure that you understanding what your issues are and attack it. Don't, oh no, I don't want to think about that. It makes me feel a certain way. Feelings are like, they change too much. So why have all these feelings when it's going to get you back to crying again?
But you know what I see? You know what I see a lot in this space? And this is probably the reason why a lot of females are run off from my panel and they want to go on like different panels that's more like what are we perspective or calm or whatever. A lot of these women are coming to coaches or coming to conversations and discussion in hopes to justify their behavior, to get comfort and continue to do the things that they've been doing that's degrading their value. So they're looking to see if I want to go to somebody who can sit here and tell me, yeah, it's okay, it's fine, continue to do the trifling shit you do. That's what it is. If you want to be real, nobody's coming here to get because they don't. Nobody's coming here to get a fucking wake up call and say, "Hey, look, you probably need to change your behavior." People coming in here to
hold on.
People are coming to get help.
Ali, hold on, Bruce. We got to move on, man. Well, tonight,
Okay, go ahead.
talking about a lot of coaching and shit like that. Hey, salute to all the coaches, man. And all the hard work that you guys do, man.
Salute, coaches.
Great presentation.
Yo, shout out to Anton. Like, y'all, like, I fuck with Anton. Like, real shit. I fuck with Anton.
Fact.
Because he's either worse than me or better than me in either context. So I fuck with Anton. Like, in most rooms, Anton, I'm the biggest asshole. You know what I'm saying? So I fuck with you for real. But you got to take back when you're like, y'all want to deal with Derek Jackson? Bro, I'm not as bad as you, but I'm right up there. So don't put me over there, bro.
No, I wasn't referring to you. I wasn't referring to you when I was saying the Derek Jackson thing.
Yeah,
I was just saying that people, women like to hear nice things. They don't always want the raw truth.
Listen, and Anton, I agree with you with that statement. But at the same time, we gotta hold ourselves some responsibility. Let's not make it seem like you don't evolve in your communication with people. You could be straightforward all day long, but that don't mean that
disrespectful.
Start saying, I'm about to say, being disrespectful and being straightforward is two different things. We be thinking that, not we. I'm not gonna say the panel, but a lot of people want to merge the two. Oh, he's just straightforward. What do disrespect got to do with it? Holding somebody accountable is what I agree with what Anton's saying. A lot of these women and some of these dudes as well don't want to be held accountable. Everybody want to make excuses. Bruiser was just talking just now, sounding like he didn't want to hold himself accountable because he's not communicating properly. The reason why people run away from him. Stop the shenanigans here. Bro. Sometimes this is what I mean. Like, let's not blur the line. You can evolve. The biggest room in the house is room for improvement. Evolve on your communication. You can, bro.
Evolve in your communication.
Listen, we gotta stop the shenanigans here, man. Like, we really gotta stop the shenanigans.
Don't even do that, bro.
I mean, JR, let's just move on.
Yeah.
I ain't even know what the hell everybody
was talking about. No, we gotta move on, Balance. We gotta move on, Balance. Yeah, we gotta move on, Balance. Balance, I'm coming to you for the next topic first, okay?
She ain't gonna say nothing. She's just gonna sit there.
All right, Dramatic Being 499 says, I can explain the rationale behind a 50-50 relationship briefly if there's a spot available. Jonathan Barronville, 999, also a member. Shout out to JB. Pastor Anton is in the damn building tonight with the fire. Dion Spivey, 499. You get what you deserve, and you deserve what you get. If what you have or where you are isn't ideal, it's your responsibility to fix it, no one else. Nelson Media, 499. Shout out to Nelson. I know he was on the Solution Show. Mr. Let Go needs to stop trying to use clinical terms when he doesn't know what they really mean. He's an actual licensed professional coach. We're gonna call him a coach. So he's licensed.
Well, apparently he don't know what the fuck he talking about. If he talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Christopher J199 says, shout out to the bag chasers. The Will 499 also member says, just flow, god damn it. Put that on a t-shirt. Grid Streets 199 said, Rashawn, throw the towel in for Mr. Let Go. Hold on.
We gotta shout out the people. Listen, everybody that sent 50 or more. We're gonna especially acknowledge y'all. Shout out to R Payne with the 50 ball. Says, how does 50-50 impact traditional roles? Couples need to be flexible in the margins. The man still provides his 4 P's, Crimson Cure, courtesy of Crimson Cure. Shout out to Crimson Cure. And the woman still has to respect and openly trust and appreciate her man. At Marriage Politics Sports 1241. Shout out to R Payne. We appreciate you, big dog. Thank you for the 50 ball and holding down the platform. We absolutely love you. Oh, and also shout out to Marcus Evans with the 50 ball. He said, I see your 50. I'm going to match you 50. He said, Anton, when you start rapping like that, since the beginning of time, big dog, never change. Never change.
I shout out to you guys. Serve MLRCC $5 says, how about the $315 million for Carlos Correa? Let's talk about these mega contracts in the Major League Baseball. Brainius $2 said, "Who still watches baseball?" All right, shout out to everybody that has donated.
Exactly. Who the fuck is watching some damn baseball?
If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Shout out to the Green Gang in the chat. Sherelle, I see you. Jordan Laundry, I see you. Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Balance and Monique. Make sure you are alert and attentive, Monique. You never know when you might get called, though. All right.
Ladies, all y'all eyebrows is hitting tonight.
Everybody surprised tonight, Mr. Ali. The correct union is going to progress your family, not your happiness. Let's talk about that terminology right there. Go ahead, Balance. Go ahead, Coach Balance.
Yes, sir.
See, I want to talk when I want to talk, not when you want me to talk. Like, this is not what I wanted to talk about.
Talk, damn it.
Ali.
Women do what we tell them to do. So talk.
Don't do that, Aaron. So the correct union is going to progress your family, not your happiness. Yeah, and I think that's a lot of what Anton was just talking about. Like, I agree with most of what he says. It's very logical. And I think you need logical men to run a family, for sure. Like, that's a given. Because, a lot of times women, their emotions are they just flow like that. And that's why women need the leadership of a man. Like, I agree with that 1,000%. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's not, but I know there's like 1,400 people watching. So I want to say this really quick, that to the women that are still young and have not had all of this trauma where they're sleeping with a whole lot of different men and bonded to a whole lot of different men. And before you get to that point, I think you should listen to the men who are telling you what they desire and what they want. Men that are married, men that you respect, men in your family that you respect. Seek the guidance of an older male that loves you, not just anybody, but seek that guidance, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of things you do in life that you can't take back. You cannot take it back. So you really need to be very careful with how you're living your life and the decisions that you're making, because it's not going to just be erased. Like, people tell you could start over, baptize, whatever they tell you. And your history is just not going to get unwritten. So you have to be very, very mindful of what you do. And just be careful and cautious about that. Don't just think about your happiness like it's saying down here. Think about like the success of your family long term, because that's always going to be more important than any in the immediate, in the moment happiness that you're seeking out here in these streets. So think about that. That's what I had to say, JR.
All right. Monique, the correct union is going to progress your family, not your happiness. What are your thoughts? I'm coming to you next, Precious.
Come
on.
I agree with what Balance said. I'm gonna leave it at that.
No, we can't do that. We can't do that.
Come on, man.
I don't want to sound like
a
robot.
No. I'm gonna give you some time. I know you know we're gonna
put it in the language that you know, sis.
Don't force her.
I think both will progress your family. You can have a man that's logic, but you also need to have a man that's willing to accept something from his woman. I don't come from a broken home, so I want to get that clear. I come from my mom and my dad. They used to be married, then they divorced, and my dad got married again. He's been married 30 years. And my mom's husband just recently passed away last year for Thanksgiving, and she was married 30 years. My grandmother and grandfather was married, and my grandfather passed away. My grandmother never got married again. All of my aunties are married. So I grew up seeing substance. And my dad have 9 girls. And what my dad have raised, what he have instilled in us, is that you want a man that's going to be able to hear you out as well as you hear him out. So I think in a relationship, I think that's crazy when, everybody paint the picture of you only listen to the man. That's not true. You have to be in a relationship to where your man can sit and hear you. It's not like you're telling him what to do, but if you know something that can lead him in a better, like, for example, you can be with a man that is very successful and he makes great money, but that's what his success can be. He know how to make great money, but he also can lack in other areas that you're more intelligent in. And I don't see nothing wrong with a man listening to his woman to get some advice from her. It's not saying that you're not a man because you're not hearing your woman out or because a woman is telling you what to do. All of us came from a woman. So when I'm hearing Anton speak, which I'm not just keep trying to relate to him, he came from a woman as well. So it's like, are you telling me you never listened to your mom growing up? Because you're saying that a man don't listen to a woman, like that make you less of a man. I'm just confused. So that's why I was just like, balance was right. And I just didn't want to say anything because I'm still confused on the first conversation and I haven't got past that yet.
You come from a man. You come from your daddy's balls. Your woman, the mama is just the egg.
Your mom delivered you. You came from a woman. Your dad did not give birth to you. Your mother.
Your mom was just an incubator. You come from your father. That's where you come from. I don't know. Listen, I can't speak to your personal situation, although you did mention it. I'm not going to speak to your personal situation, but let me help you to understand something. The dudes that came before us, and again, this has nothing to do with you, was simps. They were weak. They said,
I'm not going to. My dad was
happy life. I'm not talking about you.
Okay, well, I want to clear that up because my dad wasn't a simp.
Did not. Oh, you're not a good listener, right? And
I'm a great listener because this is my first time. This is my first time saying anything back to you. I listened to you earlier and didn't even know. I prefaced the
conversation twice by saying that I was not referring to you specifically. And then you went to go on about how it is that this is referenced. This ain't about you. This is about life.
And I said I wanted to make that clear that my father was not a simp. It's the same thing you were doing with people earlier. You don't like when somebody do something that you do. You were doing this to people earlier when they were speaking. All I'm saying to you is my father is not a simp. That's not an argument. My father is not a simp. That's all I was saying.
And how would you know?
I know for a fact my father is not a simp. My father is very intelligent, and my father is
what do being intelligent got to do with being a simp?
It doesn't matter. He wasn't a simp. And we're going to leave it at that. And I'm not going to allow you to say my father's a simp because he's not.
I never said that he was. But see,
but you just said, how do I know that?
He never called your father a simp.
No, hold on, Mr. Lego. Let me cook. You know how I know that your father was possibly a simp?
He was not a simp.
Do you know how I know your father was possibly a simp? Because you automatically triggered by it and nobody called him a simp.
I'm triggered by it because my father was a great man, and I don't allow nobody to talk crazy about my father.
But nobody mentioned your father. Nobody mentioned your father. Did anybody mention your father?
Do you have a daughter?
Did anybody mention your father?
Do you have a daughter?
I do.
Okay. If your daughter was sitting on this panel, you would want your daughter to speak highly of you as well. I'm not going to allow nobody to ask my dad.
If nobody asked about me,
period, he's not a simp.
If nobody asked about me, see, are you married?
I'm not married, but
I know you're not fucking married.
You don't know that I'm not married.
I do know because I can tell by that badass attitude. Listen, you already about to snatch dreams out the air. You're shaking your head. You're talking with your neck and shit. You're mentioning shit that nobody even ever brought up. I never brought up your fucking father. Not once. As a matter of fact, I made sure that you knew. Wait a second. If you be quiet for long enough to let somebody actually talk, you don't have to respond to something that I didn't even say. If you just be quiet for 5 seconds, you will understand the sentiment, and then you probably could get married. You would not be impacted by all of these fucking stories that you heard inside of your salon.
You know what's crazy? You are judging me when you don't even know me.
Sus, you let him
get
on
You don't even know me.
Hold on, y'all.
Rashawn, don't cape, Rashawn.
No, wait.
Stop.
He's the only person on this
I don't have to know you if I asked you a specific question.
I'm not married.
Listen.
3 times.
I guarantee you I heard that 1,000 times from a bunch of chicks that was masculine as fuck.
But you just said that if I listen, I will be married.
Because you ain't quiet enough to actually
understand. Single women saying I've been engaged.
This is what I guarantee you. I guarantee you after this show, you're going to have a life reality check because it's not going to sit well with you. And the reason it's not going to sit well with you is because you're wrong as fuck. You over talking. After you said that you don't over talk, you led with that fake ass femininity when you first came on the panel. I don't over talk. I don't even respond. Now look at you. You ain't out of character. This is who you fucking really are. And all I did was bring it out of you. See, the unique thing about me is that if you sit around me long enough, I'm gonna bring that bullshit up out of you. And you can't sit here and sell me something that ain't real. I knew you wasn't fucking married. And now, because of your behavior, not because of your father, but because of your behavior, I'm questioning whether or not your father is a simp. And the reason I'm questioning whether or not your father is a simp is because there's no way that a dude that's not a simp daughter is gonna be on here talking that bullshit, leading with that fake ass femininity, and then gonna come on here trying to talk to me like you know what the fuck is going. I don't think you really knew what you was getting yourself into. Because I'm not the one. I'm gonna tell you the fucking truth. I'm not here to sugarcoat. I'm not trying to get on your good side, none of that. So either you can take the advice so that you can actually get the results, and it ain't even got to be the results when it comes to marriage. It got to do with how you moving as a woman. That shit is fake. And all I'm doing is calling it out. You expose yourself. So you can take this shit and move differently, or you can continue to lead with that fake ass femininity and not getting the results that you want and lean to your father. Which one you want? How you gonna move? Because all of this is bullshit that you're selling right now. It's fake as fuck.
Because your damn mouth. Hey, yo, no, that's not. Wait, no, I know.
Man, how many times have we seen this shit?
Hey, yo, I know you got the minister meme on here. Yo.
Look, women don't listen; they interpret.
Right,
so there was a lot of interpreting that. So, ladies, just period. Everybody just watching or whatever. Understand that a lot of the times when you try to argue with a man or a woman, you're interpreting what somebody said, and you just go down a fucking rabbit hole when you don't necessarily need to. We have to, well, y'all have to, because men don't do this, stop interpreting what somebody said. He said twice.
Mr. Lego.
Yeah.
The reality is that I want her to be successful. My general sentiment in life is to have everybody that eventually come in contact with me take something positive out of it. I'm not saying this just because I want to get on her or some shit. I'm saying it because it's real. And I'm not sure if the people that's in her inner circle, and I don't know who's in her inner circle, I'm talking about her friends, any dude that she done ever interacted with. I'm not sure if they've ever actually been honest enough to tell her the truth. Because I'm not emotionally attached to her, or I don't have any personal vendetta. I don't even know her from a can of paint, and she probably don't know me. I can be real. I'm gonna tell her the truth. That shit is not kosher. That shit is not cool. And she's basically, I never even said anything about her father whatsoever. I prefaced the conversation twice by saying, this is not personal to you. This has nothing to do with you. And then she went on a tangent about her father. Now, what is that supposed to say? What does that communicate?
Women don't listen to interpret.
Because communication is 90% body language. It's 90% of the things that you don't say when you're not supposed to say it. It's not the thing that you're trying to communicate to other people. I pay attention to that shit. I'm not listening to what she's saying. I'm listening to how she reacts. And I pay attention to really focus in on the things that people say when they first come on the panel. I paid attention when she said that shit. She said it. Oh, I don't jump in and all of that. Well, what the fuck is this? And I want her to be great. And I hope this shit burn. I hope this shit bother.
All right, Rayshawn, you can go ahead and cape Rayshawn.
I hope that she toss and turn all fucking night and she see me in her dreams and that shit is like, I hate that fucking Anton. Because at the end of the day, it's real. It's real.
And this is how women learn how to be around masculine men.
Into a conversation,
I know
or she go into a thing.
Go ahead, Rashawn.
She gonna move a little bit differently, bro.
This is how women learn how to be around masculine men. Anton didn't do shit wrong in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Wait,
how.
Can I answer though?
Yeah. Go ahead, Pressure.
So the correct union is going to progress your family, not your happiness. I think a smidget of this kind of speaks to that because I grew up in a family where, my mom and dad are married. And if it was up to my mom's happiness, the union wouldn't have gotten anywhere. The family wouldn't have gotten anywhere. So it was up to him to be a leader to say, no, you can't get this, or no, we're not doing this. Or even sometimes when she did throw out ideas, it's like, I'm good. You know what I mean? It takes for a man to set the ship straight, and it takes for a woman to be able to follow that leadership. It's not about happiness and goo goo gaga and all these inside feelings that make you feel good. It's about progression and getting and moving forward, and pursuing whatever the man is trying to pursue. And then it's for that woman to be able to, be underneath his leadership and do that. But happiness, a lot of times women rely on a man to make them happy, and that's not his job.
And if I could speak to it, when we talking about the correct union, if we talking about, so I'm trying to understand it, we talking about God's intention, for like a man to be with a woman, that's the correct union, or men being a leader, marriage instead of a fucking partnership, then yes, the correct union is going to progress your family. And if it is progressing your family, what happen in return is you'll be returned with happiness, upon the progression. Because if you're in it for the right reason and your family is actually moving forward, I don't see why both couples shouldn't be able to embrace any amount of happiness off of the success that they have with each other and their children. So I believe in that wholeheartedly. And you're right. Like, I see a lot of divorces and a lot of people leaving because they're not happy. Yeah, because they're not happy. Because society is shaped to where you can run to your happiness, and specifically for a woman. I hate to just target women, but it's the policies that's in place.
The dummies run around talking about they're not happy, or they don't want to be happy, like they're like little fucking children and shit. Men ain't running around.
It's a selfish term.
Yeah.
It's actually selfish when you say like my happiness. At the end of the day, your individual happiness cannot depend on anyone else. Like, what makes you happy can depend on someone else. Now, there are things like your family or goals, or what do you want, that is going to give you some reward or internally, satisfaction. That's different. But some people want to compare their individual happiness with, what the team or the group, the family, the nucleus, happiness is. And I don't want to call it happiness. I don't really like the word, because there's no happily ever after. Once you marry, it's not like that. It's happy moments. And I think like some people don't even know what happiness is, because they just use the word as so general. I think everybody wants a peaceful life. I personally look at it that way. I want a peaceful life. I have a peaceful life. I've always had a peaceful life, to the point that when I hear you all arguing, I have to remove my headsets, my headphones, because it's too much for me.
Yeah.
I never deal with that. So it's just me. But I want a peaceful life. That's the word that I like. That's the word that I use. And I know that I'm going to have happy moments. My happiness cannot depend on someone else. So I cannot blame someone else for me not feeling happy. That's just selfish.
Okay, hold on. Who's ever breathing like that? Go next. I don't know who's breathing like that, but it's coming off kind of dragon-like. So who's never?
That ain't Monique.
Hey, Bruiser.
That ain't me, bro. Don't do that shit, bro.
Hey, yo, Bruiser, man.
Damn,
bro. Hey, yo, bro, stop.
Bro, you over looking at porn or something, Bruiser? What you doing?
Most definitely ain't me, Rashad Captain, bro.
Whoever is breathing like that, you can go next. And
that's on your phone, yo. Hey, yo, the only man I know that got a green screen with a green hoodie, like this guy.
Hey, yo, man. Bruiser gotta stop all that heavy breathing. You the only skinny dude that I know breathe hard like that, bro.
Like a fat person.
That ain't me, bro. Show what me, bro.
Are you heard?
But no, look, y'all.
This pass up in here. Okay.
This happiness shit is going to keep you single, ladies. It's fucking stupid. Stop running around wanting to be happy.
Hold on,
you're not
breathing.
You're
like
not a child.
It's been going on for a few minutes. Whomever is breathing, the floor is yours.
The person breathing the floor.
He already talked.
Was it just me?
He's already talked already.
Maybe it's me. I don't know. I wanted to respond really quick. So briefly, what just happened with Anton or whatever. Years ago, that kind of happened to me. And then I guess, stop being very emotional, because that doesn't get you anywhere. And I became very So it takes a moment to process it, because you're like, what the ain't nobody ever tell me, but it's a good learning lesson. I don't want to have anyone on the panel or anyone in the chat to look at that as negative, because it's not. Sometimes we do need men, because that's who's going to bring it out, to be very direct like that. Because when it happened to me, okay, I was like, you can't. But then it was like, no, he did, right? And then I'm like, okay, let me reset and think about what's being said, right? Because if someone loves you enough to care for you to say stuff like that, that's actual tough love, is what I'm saying. You don't have to know someone to give someone tough love. There's nothing wrong with tough love. That's the best way for me to learn anyway. So this is so far a great show. I think it needs to be heard, needs to be seen, because there are people out there that would need this type of change, women especially.
I agree, and I want to add. I want to add
hold
to
on,
it.
Hold on. Let me
go
set
ahead.
it. We're not about to have a coaching session right now.
No, we're not
Okay,
coaching.
the topic is the correct union is going to progress your family, not your happiness. So let's just try to keep it there so we can move on to the next topic.
Quickly, I wanted to say I agree with everything you just said, sis. And it does, you know what? Basically, that's it. Moving on.
Okay, thank you. Look, y'all, I just want to say this about happiness. Like I said, it's stupid. Y'all are children running around talking about I want to be happy and shit. Happiness is fleeting. Okay, you could be happy at 4 o'clock and be unhappy at 7 o'clock. Okay, so when it comes to a goddamn marriage, that is a whole life. Don't
Hold
you
on,
think
wait, this man put his face on a cup, man.
Bro, I'm talking, man. Shut up. So the bottom line is, bro. So the bottom line is, when you look at a lifetime with a man, don't you realize that you're not going to be happy probably half of the goddamn time? And a lot of it ain't going to have nothing to do with your damn husband. It's going to be your goofy ass mama. It's going to be some shit your sister done said. Somebody going to die. You know what I'm saying? Your kid ain't gonna do what the fuck they supposed to do. They're gonna act up in school. And a lot of the times when it comes to men, since we're responsible for everything, the woman turns around and looks at all her happiness or unhappiness as his fault. But if you just turn around and just become an adult and say to yourself, like, okay, I'm not gonna base my life on fucking happiness, you'll have a better life. And the last thing is this. If you aren't happy before you meet your man, you ain't going to be happy with the man, because you're simply just going to be like coping with not being happy. So what the fuck happened to you before you met the man that had you so goddamn unhappy? Some of y'all have these little miserable ass lives, and you think a man is going to come in and make you happy. No, you're just going to give him a miserable ass life, because your life was miserable before you got with him. So if you want to run around with all this happiness shit, go be happy before you find a man, so you can have your happy ass with a man instead of your happy ass without a man, versus your unhappy ass without a man and then acting like you happy with a man. Because a man is not going to make you happy. A husband ain't going to make you happy. You got to make you happy if you want to base your whole life on this stupid shit called happiness.
What's she supposed to be happy about before she get hitched to a man?
Women are children, so they just run around. I'm happy. I'm not happy. I'm happy. I'm unhappy. I want a divorce because I'm not happy. Shut the fuck up. So
be happy
they don't
to be
know.
a woman, Bruiser. Be happy to be a woman. Understand yourself. You asked. That's what you asked, right? How do you be happy if you don't have a man?
I'm saying, where do they get happiness from before they even meet this man, this ideal man that they're gonna marry?
Their identity, who they are, like as a female. So live your life as a female. Learn yourself as a female before you even get married.
That's why so many people are unhappy. They don't know themselves.
What is that?
What is happiness?
Even if we, Bruiser, even if we explain to you, you will not understand it.
It's a woman thing.
It's just a woman.
I'm just trying to have an understanding. I'm giving y'all opportunity to
even if
if
we try to express it the way that we would,
but you haven't even tried to express it.
That's what I'm saying. That's very dismissive. I'm trying to get to what he's saying. So you asking what exactly? You're saying a female can't be happy.
He said that a woman is supposed to reach her happiness before she even meet a man. What I'm asking is, how do you suppose a woman do that before reaching a man? Because from my understanding, and I could be wrong, and this could be a learning lesson for me, and I don't mind learning anything. I don't got everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't. So what I'm asking, because what I was taught and what I was brought up is that a woman's happiness comes from whenever she hitched to a man and he's able to give her and push her into. That's when she get her happiness.
No.
I mean, a woman.
Okay, so let me try to explain it in a human way. I don't say women or men. Okay, so the way I see it is, when you feel satisfied with what you have, I cannot say what makes you happy is going to be my happiness. What makes balancing code happiness is going to be my happiness. That's so stupid. No, it's individual. But yes, it has to do with knowing yourself, knowing who you are, feeling comfortable with who you are. There's women in this world that they don't want to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. That's not going to make them happy. I cannot say, and blame them and force them. And there's a woman like me that I was born to be a mother. And some other women would, say, you're stupid for that. Well, I love being a mother. That makes me happy. I knew that I wanted to be a mother so much since I don't even know how young I was, but I wanted to be a mom so bad. But that's my happiness. That's not Balancing Cole's happiness. That's not Monique's happiness. So it's individual.
So
the actual word is fulfillment, and it's just the context of fulfillment is when you had a nice meal and somebody offer you dessert and you just sitting back feeling good and you just like, nah, I'm good. But
that's what.
The next time you go to the restaurant, you understand that for
oh Lord,
understanding that you have enough. And you don't need no more to actually give you this feeling. You straight. So when you're an individual person and you're fulfilled with whatever's going on in your life, the other person is simply the dessert.
So I want to answer.
So I'm glad. So I'm glad you answered. I'm glad that y'all answered it. All of y'all three gave really good responses.
I didn't answer it all the way.
Okay, go ahead, David, man. I'll back off.
I was saying, for a woman who wants to be married, okay, they have to be happy that they are a female. They have to understand what they, as a woman, what do you have to offer as a female? Be happy that you can be a mother, right? Because Sardia said that there's women who are not happy, right, with that, but that's just not natural, right? So you just have to accept yourself, who you are, before you get into a marriage anyway. So be happy with who you are as a female. Forget all the extra stuff on the side. As a female, it's only one thing, right? And then you submit yourself to a man, which is more happiness. So, because what happens is these women get with men and they're not confident. They're not happy at all with anything that's going on. And then they get with a man, be married to him, and then they, destroy that whole dynamic. So a woman has to come in with being confident and being happy, period. But that's why I said as a female, though, because people get happy with things that are not supposed to be for them, right? They're happy with a whole bunch of stuff, drugs and everything. That's not happiness.
Okay,
right?
so what I'm understanding is a woman has to be happy with what she can offer and what she is, happy with who you are. So when you get into this relationship, so the things you can offer a man, fertility, some head, whatever, cook and clean, whatever the hell he want, right? And who you are, what if who you are isn't aligned to what he want as a wife? Is it safe to say that this woman needs to be able to change that? And then there goes her happiness?
No, so that's why I said what I said. That's the thing. The definition for a woman in this society is lost. Okay, the feminist stuff, all this crap around it. If you are trying to be married, you only got one purpose: is to be married to a man and fulfill it. That's what I'm saying. And that's the problem. So be happy that you're about to be a wife. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Be happy that you are going to be a mom if you want that life. You have to want it first.
You have to want it.
So you just made my point.
But
so you just made my point. Those things come after you get married.
No, it comes
No, bro,
before.
you're not getting it, bro.
Hold on, Mr. Lego. You've been talking all day. You said be happy that you're going to be a wife and that you're going to have a child. What I'm saying is the word going suggests that these things are going to take place after you enter into it under his covering.
Let me give you an example.
Why do you keep bringing the happiness, individual happiness with the marriage though? What does that? That's the reason why.
The reason why I bring that up.
I'm not done yet. It's selfish. It's selfish to think that way because you're thinking about your individual happiness when you come to the marriage. And that's why you're never happy because you don't know what it is individually.
Yeah, you don't know how it feels to be happy as an individual, right?
And I'm saying happiness doesn't exist. It's happy moments. People use it because they think that, oh, once I'm married, I'm gonna have it's gonna be happy ever after. It's not. It's happy moments, and you don't know how to be happy with yourself in those little moments of happiness. That's what I'm trying to say. It's selfish to think that it's going to be just happiness, and my happiness depends on someone else. It's not. It's very selfish.
So as a woman, right? I'm speaking on woman only because we talk. That's what you asked. So as a woman, right? She has a baby. Before she has the baby, if she wants to breastfeed, she has to mentally prepare herself that that's what she wants to do. And she has to be happy about that. Because if not, she has the baby. She ain't going to be able to breastfeed because she already hated from the beginning. And she ain't going to be able to deliver properly. So you can't get into something not understanding what you are supposed to be doing and then be happy that you're about to do it. It's that you have to be happy for it. That's all I'm saying.
So and again,
final thoughts. Got to move on. Final thoughts.
And again, you
let Precious talk, bro. Like
I asked a question, and I'm just trying to get an understanding real quick.
Can you let somebody else answer the damn question?
Happiness is an inside job.
I don't cut you off, bro.
I mean,
Precious.
Happiness is an inside job, you know. And when you are married, like everyone's been saying, you know, there's peaks and valleys. You can't expect for your happiness to be sustained as if that's the goal of the that's not the goal of the relationship. Happiness. I'm not with you to be happy. That's an inside job. I have to be happy. I have to be that person already. And so does he. But I'm not looking to him to make me happy. That's ludicrous.
Look, all I'm saying is the questions I asked, whenever the responses came, the things that they responded with were details about things that take place after you get into a relationship.
No, they didn't, bro. You're not listening now. No, they didn't.
Every single person, fertility,
every single person on
the
here,
fact that you're going.
Person
hold on, real quick. You keep cutting me off. You're not understanding what the fuck I'm saying, dude.
The real therapist on the panel to solve these issues.
The person is happy before they meet the damn person. Every last one of these goddamn women said the shit. What are you talking about?
Wait, but
that's not what the fuck I was asking. Though. I wasn't asking that. You keep jumping in and moderating. You're not even understanding what the hell I was asking.
Had a conversation.
Because if you don't understand, we got to move on, bro. You keep
go ahead and move on. But I wasn't talking about what's going on with women. I was asking the women a clarity. A question for clarity. I wasn't talking to you.
Monique.
Shit.
What the hell is going on?
Damn.
Yeah, Monique, go ahead. Somebody. God damn it.
Go ahead, Monique.
We're not on a different question. I already answered the first time. You remember? Well,
Monique, can you say something about happiness, please?
You remember I was the first one that started.
Okay, say it again. Just answer again. What are your thoughts?
I agree with balancing when I said that I just think both of them play a major part in it.
But
you gotta have great leadership in your relationship.
Bro,
but not everybody
you gotta moderate the whole time.
You said what?
No, I was telling him to let you talk.
Oh, basically, not everybody is happy in their relationships from what I have experienced. They have great relationships, but they're happy in their own way. So you're not getting in the marriage just focused strictly on happiness. You're getting in the marriage focused on stability and growth in the marriage. what you guys can do for each other, how the relationship can sustain throughout the years.
Anton, you want to go ahead and finish it off? Got any thoughts on it? You're not trying to
I don't understand why
you're not trying to nuke.
Happiness is just not the objective. Even love, I think that love is a sense of purpose. Love is not about how you feel. And everybody always equates things back to how you feel. And that's why people grow out of love when they say they in love. Is because it's based off of how they feel about a person and not necessarily the value that they bring into whatever it is that they're trying to do together. So it's unfortunate, but that's my final thoughts.
Everybody good? You do a hurt feelings report? You call HR?
Y'all okay?
Yep.
Got a lot of coaches on the panel, so we should be doing well-being checks like every 15 to 20 minutes or so. With the promotions. So
y'all just start worrying about happiness, because when you're in a marriage, there's a lot of situations where you just ain't gonna be fucking happy. You might go a year and be like, yo, this shit's trash. It may be certain hills and valleys, peaks and valleys should be going on in your personal life, or with the woman, and she did this, woman have a baby and now she's in what is it? You depressed because you had a baby. What is that called? What is it called?
Postpartum depression.
Yeah, postpartum depression or whatever. She might be down for like a whole fucking year, mad because she got to do this, do that, titties drooping. She's sad, right? But then you know what? The marriage got to keep going on. The baby got to keep growing. Like, you can't just keep just wallowing in your unhappiness. You got to figure a way out of that shit. But understand that you can't just base your whole life off of this particular situation.
Yeah, get the super chat, let go. I appreciate it. I know you're passionate about this, let go, and I hate to cut you off, man.
Go for it.
Holloman Harvey, 199 super chat. Appreciate you. Miss Parker, 199. Also remember, child, you a whole clip now, dang. King Kame 499 also remember says, okay, Silver Fox Anton. Our Payne $2 says corrected spelling at Marriage Politics Sports 1241. Ronnie 199 also remember says, anybody want to see it? I don't know what that's about. It's a little too deep for me right there. Charles Martin, the negotiator, 499 also remember says, Monique was cute until she started defending her father when no one attacked him. Kenneth Percival, $5 says, Anton challenged his inner Ike Turner. Monique just ate the cake. Jonathan Bearville, shout out to JB, 999 also a member, says, imagine your lady staring at you the way Monique is staring at the camera right now. You got to proactively dial 9.
I need to let you guys know I'm in school. Aaron knows that. I had told him prior before I came on here. So he knows I'm in school. So I'm trying to submit work before 12 o'clock.
Oh, no,
so I'm doing that right now. So that's why it's hard for me to keep looking at the camera.
No, don't worry about the chat. The chat that's just watching, they give their opinions and perspectives. Don't take it personal. The Crimson Cure, shout out to Miss Crimson Cure. $20 says, good evening, Lapeef Network panel in chat. Holloman Harvey 199 says, reprobates. He know my bad. He don't. Spencer Campbell, $50.
Shout out to my dog, Spencer Campbell, in the building, always a supporter, always holding it down. Says, my dog, Anton Daniels, giving you your gift, unwrapped. Merry Christmas. Shout out to Spencer Campbell, always holding us down. We appreciate you for the 50 ball and for everybody that support the platform. Thank y'all.
Serious Geek $5 said, listening to Mr. Let Go try to explain himself is like listening to that kid in school who struggled during reading time. Billy the Goat Gruff, $2 says, women happiness equals Disney. Holloman Harvey 199, if you buy a teenage girl a car, she will stay. Look at Balance over there laughing. Doug Will 499 also remember says, Mr. Let Go still got singular wireless. Update your ish, nigga. John the Baptist $5 says, how much to kick Mr. Let Go off the show? Billy the Go Gruff $2 says, Mr. Let Go happiness equals my internet works. Charles Martin, the negotiator 189, also a member, says happy is such an elementary term. Shout out to JB again, 999, also a member. A woman, what's that? The Transformers said being a woman is a state of mind. Y'all really let these chicks with dicks take over and redefine womanhood. It's a wrap for y'all, the real patriot. Our Pain $5 said that's why Tia Marie's happiness divorce tour was so destructive. She say F her vows, kids, and husband for some new Johnson. Charles Martin, the negotiator 499, also remember, says happiness is mentioned nowhere in the wedding vows, but okay, go Disney. Kelly Convos 999, shout out to Bay. Happiness is due to a happening. It's a joy that need to strive for. Inner joy exudes outward and has nothing to do with another person. Joy comes from the Lord and knowing God is in control. John the Baptist $2 said, Mr. Let Go is Coach Clap of the Cowboys. TO 31 $5 also member says MLG ain't no way in the hell I'm taking advice from you about marriage. Anton, talk to us. Laughing emoji. King Kamek 499 also member says, oh well, Lapeef pronounced my name like the bill collectors. Kamate. Kevin H 499, Anton was right about her exposed her fake attitude, and she still has no decency or grace to apologize. Kelly Khan was 499, by the way. Love you, babe. Lapeef JR. Support the greatest network. Hit the like button. I think that's all the super chats that we have.
So I love you back.
Oh, she right here, so she all good. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Shout out to the sponsor T channel. Moving on to our next topic of the night, which is if you live with a woman, you lose your edge.
Live with a woman, you lose your edge. You do. No matter how hard you are as a man. I'm not trying to insult married guys. I'm just trying to point out the facts. If you're living with a woman and she's your number one partner in life, you lose your edge. And I'm not saying you become a pussy. I'm saying you lose your edge.
No, it just happens. I mean, there's a lot of studies that corroborate that, where men's testosterone levels drop when they get married. Of course.
You can't be a predator living with a wife. But if it's you, your brother, your cousin, you wake up every day, you lift a bunch of weights, you fight, you train. Okay, now we're making money. Let's jump in the cars, bang, let's hit the club. Boom, boom. You keep this level of a predatory instinct around you when you're living with men. So even the women I have in my life now are very understanding of the fact that there's time I'm with girls, and there's also at the time I'm with men.
If you live with a woman, you lose your edge. You guys agree about that?
Yeah, I'm married, and I don't have the same predatory instinct or whatever. I still had a capability. Don't get me wrong. I probably could smash a few on hit. No, I'm just kidding.
You talking about sex? Bruising?
Yeah, I agree with it, man. You do lose it. You do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying, for the sake of your family. And I also do what's best for what I want to do. You know, primarily. You know, that is so true. So yeah, that's my
okay. All right, Bruiser was brave enough to speak. Let me get some of the ladies' perspectives on this. Do you feel as though once you enter your man's or your husband's life that he seems to lose his momentum? Do you even care? Are you guys even paying attention? Do you notice it?
I don't know if a man loses his edge when he lives with a woman. I think too much feminine energy that a man consumes, he'll lose his edge. I believe men need men to grow them into men and to continue to coach them in being men. But I don't know. I don't think a man. I don't know. Like I said, I grew up with my mom and dad, and I don't feel like my dad ever lost his edge living with my mom. He just always kept that masculine demeanor. I don't think he lost his edge. I don't think that's true. I think if you take on that feminine energy, then yeah, you will lose your edge.
Okay. Anton, let me get you to speak on this, brother. I know you got a lot of years and experience in this. If you live with a woman, you lose your edge. What are your thoughts about it?
I don't think that is true at all. Not even a little bit. But it also depends on the context, right? I think that a lot of times it's almost like having a kid, right? For some guys, having a kid didn't change their life. It just showed how much of a deadbeat dude he was, right? And then there's other guys, when I had my daughter, it just gave me this hunger, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like a drive to where I was just determined to be in a space to where, you know, I wanted to give her every possibility in order to be successful. So that was the thing that drove me, right? And it's similar to being in a relationship. I think that the context matters. When you're talking about losing your edge as it becomes like, as it relates to like hunting other women, naturally you're going to lose your edge when it comes to hunting other women because you're not going after other women.
Thank you.
The other context behind it though is that I think that people sometimes need to be needed in order to really be able to thrive. You got to be in a position to where other people are dependent on you to really bring the best out of you. And so I think that that's probably one of the first things that I've ever watched. And I don't watch Andrew Tate religiously, but I've seen a lot of the different clips. I think it's one of the things that I do disagree with him about, but I also think that it also is important to get the context behind why he's saying what he's saying. If it's as it relates to hunting other women, absolutely not. If it's as it relates to just losing your edge in life, or it's true when it comes to hunting other women. When it comes to, you know, losing your edge in life, I don't think that there's anybody that's more driven than me that I've ever met. Nobody. I don't think anybody works harder than me. I don't think anybody has more desire to be greater than me. I don't think that it's anybody that can compare to me when it comes to my work ethic, my consistency, my drive, my dedication, or my loyalty at all. And so I think I'm always on edge. I'm always driving. I'm always pushing. I'm always grinding. I'm always seeing what the next level is. And I just need that. As a matter of fact, I want people to doubt me in order for me to continue to push myself. I don't think it's anybody that's more dedicated to the grind and the hustle than me. And the overwhelming majority of the people aren't even married and they don't live with a woman. So I don't think it's true at all. Not even a little bit.
I wanted to say,
Go ahead.
So when a man is so they have to be with the right woman. I start with that because the right woman could bring out the better part of a man. So his edge shouldn't be lost. It should just be getting stronger because he's working harder to provide for his family. So there's a lot of things that he has to execute. As a man, if he doesn't have a woman, a lot of things that he's doing is just to elevate himself, right? But then if he desires no family, no woman, it's like, what are you doing it for? So when you have a family and you have a woman, yeah, you're going to do it a lot harder, a lot stronger. You're going to make sure everything is okay. So I think that it's just making your edge edgier. That's it.
Go ahead, Ali.
I'm with Anton on this one.
Should have known.
Listen, listen, let me just say this to you. You know, I don't know the science that they put on there. I don't know the science of it. I'm around a lot of married men. I don't see an edge that they lost on grinding on after they purpose in life. Like when a man knows they purpose in life, I don't think that a woman steals being around a woman steals your testosterone. If a man got a purpose in life and he's driven, that's what he gonna do. There's not a woman can't even stop him from doing his purpose. If a woman is stopping a man from doing his so-called purpose, I'm gonna use his so-called, he never really found his purpose, which is why he's not even driven to do it. But when a man knows his purpose in life, and I ain't talking about, oh, I'm gonna be a school teacher. I ain't talking about your job. I'm talking about your actual purpose in life. A woman don't got a prayer. She better be in love with that mission just as much as he in love with that mission, or she gonna feel jealous that he's always out doing what he need to be doing. We got to stop this thing. I listen to Andrew Tate. Some things he's right. And this right here, I strongly disagree with him. I don't even care if it's the context, because really reality, which I'm gonna give a little pushback, Anton, on this one. Even if a man is married or when a man is on his purpose of life, the more he conquers, his appetite for destruction becomes even more. He wants to conquer more. He wants our natural ability to produce more children with multiple women. That's a natural thing. Now you can stop it, if you don't want that type of drama in your life, which one is best only if you but knew. But that doesn't stop you, bro. We got to stop this, man. The more successful that he becomes, the more he wants to conquer, and that's mission in women. So I don't agree with that.
Context don't matter,
bro.
Well, you also got to take into consideration that most men that are married are more successful than men that aren't.
That's for a fact. And that's a most successful men.
A fact.
I was about to say most successful men, which is why they say with every successful or great man, he has a great woman. Like the ones that I see, the ones that I look up to, the ones who get the bag, or the one that's out here changing our communities, and the one that's out here doing things, they all marry. I don't not know one of them that's not married.
And let me say this:
like, we got to stop this. We got
from a biological standpoint, he's right, but I think contextually, he used fighting. So
no. Hold on. Somebody added some context. He said he's saying that if a guy lives in a woman's house, like moves in with a woman.
No. I think he.
I didn't.
Somebody just sent me. They said
yeah,
the context was.
I don't think that's what it was though.
He was saying that somebody is saying that too, the fighting aspect of it. But when a man moves into a woman's home,
I don't think that's what it was. From what he said,
I don't know what the context is.
So what he said was he lives with his wife only. He lives with his brother and probably some other people. I don't know. But from what he was saying, because I disagree with him, but biologically, I can understand what he's saying when it comes to fighting. Because when you with your family, wife and kids or whatever, you do lose testosterone. That's just biologically. You become less virile. So what he was saying, trying to agree and disagree at the same time, he leaves his wife and goes and gets with his guys and go downstairs and kicks and punches and fights and spars and shit. So from a fighting standpoint, we will lose our fighting edge if we're just around a woman all the time and not being around males and just a male. And so I do understand with that. But when it comes to success, no, I totally disagree with him on that.
I'm gonna just tell you how I put it. I mean, I didn't watch the whole video, and from the clip that I saw, yeah. I'm just going off the clip. Basically, like when a woman enters your life, there are certain men that may slow down, or they may not get, or they may not do as much as they was doing when a woman enters their life. So I was speaking at it from that perspective.
And what Anton said was with context, I probably said that doesn't matter the context. Do you become a little bit more balanced?
No, I think no. I mean, now that JR has added where he's spinning it for that question, I think that he is right though, because it is a lot of guys that get normal, like they get complacent. They get chill. They don't even do the same things when it comes to the relationship anymore, right? When you out there and you supposedly dating or whatever, you put your best foot forward and whatever, which is one of the reasons why I say you don't even supposed to start dating until you get married, because that's when you're supposed to put the effort in. That's when you're supposed to hustle. That's when you're supposed to grind. That's when you're supposed to come to bed smelling good. That's when you're supposed to keep your head shaved. That's when you're supposed to, you know what I'm saying, be always trying to make sure that you get your. It's a lot of people that. I mean, but this can go both ways. I know we're talking about a man, but a lot of women, and we just had this conversation, they be chilling, they be looking like a bag of bricks. They come to bed with the bonnet on because they feel like, oh, I got him now, or why do I have to keep trying and putting in all of this effort and stuff like that? People do get complacent. I know they were talking about men specifically, but people do get complacent when they get too comfortable in a relationship.
Let me ask you a question. And yes, we do know men that can slow down, but do those men who you've seen slow down? And when I say slow down, I'm not talking about like they want different things in life. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying slow down as in like they pretty much go to the grave. Like when I say go to the grave, in other words, they don't do nothing. Those type of men don't be knowing their purpose in life, though. It's a lot of married men that don't know that they don't know their purpose in life. But the men that I identify that I'm talking about, the ones who know their purpose in life, bro, they keep moving. Yes, they might like different things. Yes, they might be like, I'm bringing my wife with me. Yeah, I might. They might do all of that. However, they still focus on the mission, and they have not slowed down for the mission at all.
Hold on, Ali. I do want to speak on this real quick too, because on the outside looking in, it may appear that they are reaching a peak. You know, just look at us on the panel, right? If you look at us on the panel, it may appear that we all successful, we get into the bag, everybody's thriving. But inside the home and from the inside, from the outside looking, from the inside looking out, you're like, I'm not doing as much as I can do. So there are some times where if there's a woman in the house, that he might slow down a little bit. I mean, he's still producing. And from everybody's looking on the outside, he could be winning. I know I'm frozen. He could be winning, but that might not be the case. So it's going to be up to that man to really realize if he needs to put a little bit more effort in and still chase the goals and the dreams as though she wasn't there. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you have to know your partner too, because if you know that you both have or if you know that your man has this goal and he's striving towards something, as a woman you have to also say, like, you still need to get your work done, and we can't be doing X, Y, and Z and always doing Netflix and chill and things like that. So even as a woman, you have to understand that you have to know that that's that may happen in the relationship, and you both have that understanding where you're coming to the table saying, all right, we're gonna have to schedule this, we're gonna have to schedule this, we're gonna have to schedule this so that the work can get done.
And Precious,
Precious, that's a good talk for the women.
Yeah,
but as a man, you have to understand exactly what's going. You have to understand that that's happening. You got to understand that you can't allow that to happen. You got to understand what that woman is actually doing, because women may require a lot of time from you, but if it's taken away from the business and if it's taken away from the bag, then that's when you got to say, hey, I can't talk right now. I gotta, I'm slacking. I got to do this. So it's important for men to be able to recognize that, whether the woman is there or not. And a lot of times when women come into the circle, they get comfortable because some women require time. But if things fail, if that money ain't coming in, if the shit ain't fucking happening, guess what? She gonna look at you like you ain't on your shit.
Right.
You can't blame her. It's gonna be still fall on you at the end of the day.
Yeah. JR, and you right. This the part that I do agree with Andrew, not from that clip. We're talking about from that clip. Everybody say it's a different context to it. Cool. I didn't get the different context. I'm only talking about that clip. That's why the brotherhood, your circle, is definitely important, because that's what we're going to do, is hold each other up as crutches. And it's competitive, and that competitive spirit amongst each other, what keeps us driving. You see, and if you got a circle of men that's on a purpose and living a purpose in life, you always going to continue on excelling, and the whole group is going to be excelling, constantly growing and constantly pushing and competing, at the end of the day. So yeah, Precious, you're right, hearing a woman, but it still doesn't move us the way how that brotherhood, that circle, would definitely continue on drive us and push us.
I'm glad you said that,
because a man really in reality isn't competing. A real man is not competing with his woman.
Well, I'm glad you said something about the circle and how everybody put it in different contexts, because my mind went totally somewhere else with it, and maybe because it was in the gutter a little bit. But
you always thinking about ass bruising.
No, man. But what I'm saying is, I'm glad. The reason why I say I'm glad you mentioned circles, because the circle I ran with,
how you got ass out of that conversation
before I got with my wife and start, like the type of said, living with a woman, I couldn't, like Andrew Tate said, I couldn't go back to, the guys that I, had a strengthened edge or some particular edge with, and for me to necessarily keep that edge sharp, to be able to repetitively be able to on a consistent basis or occasionally be able to go back and hang out with those guys, because those guys wasn't on the same path as me. You know, I had to cut my attention and my time off with them because the things that they were doing, you know, I couldn't do that no more because I was married. So when we would talk about edge, yeah, being around those guys, yeah, I'd be more like not monogamous, so to speak. But yeah, I noticed whenever I got my wife, I felt like I had to create a different edge. You know what I'm saying? I had to take away the whole blade. And now that I got married, you know what I'm saying? Now my edge is sharp in different ways. You get what I'm saying? I still have it, but I'm no longer that monster I used to be before I got married to my wife. Me marrying my wife and having a child, you know, it woke me up in some ways to where I was able to see other things that I enjoyed that I didn't even think that I would enjoy or even care for. But, you know, I accepted it because it felt good. So, yeah.
Oh, you missed the softy now. I got you, Bruiser.
Before I got married, when I was younger, I had a certain type of edge and I was a certain type of person, and it was a negative certain type of person, you know? So my family back when I was young,
you sure you still like that?
It literally changed my whole life. And once I was able to just look back on who I was, and then before I started my family and who I was after I started my family, I, like y'all was saying, I had a different type of edge. I focused on different things. I grew a different purpose, but my edge in the streets, my edge in fighting, edge in whatever, you know, all this dumb shit, you know, went away, you know, but my edge in consistency got better because now I have something, you know, more to lose. So, like I said, from what he was saying in that video, it sounded like some tough guy, defend yourself type of edge, you know what I'm saying? But so it's just two different types of contexts, but I got better. I get better when I have somebody to provide for, whether it's kids, a woman, or whatever. I get more of an edge. But fighting, of course, you know, you ain't out in the streets no more. You can't fight as good as you could back then. So, and that's the thing that I got from that particular clip, because he was talking about going downstairs, kickboxing and fighting and all the other shit. Ain't none of us doing all that shit downstairs.
Hey, yo, shout out to, I want to say this, take this time real quick, because my boy Anton was definitely on fire earlier. Monique, you definitely, I'm proud of you. And the reason why I'm proud of you is because he was correct for defending himself, because he wasn't attacking your dad. And I think that you jumped the gun a little bit. However,
they're good at Kate.
Being able to stand there and listen to what he's saying underneath I know your emotions was boiling in the inside, the whole 9 yards, and it's natural because it happens to a lot of people that first come on here, and Anton and a few other people, you know, that's probably not on the panel right now. Listen, they can get underneath your skin if you'll allow it, or if you in your emotions, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. So I'm definitely proud of you, because you could have logged off the whole 9 yards, and I'm glad that you didn't do it, because at the end of the day, we all after truth on here, and that's really what we are pushing, rather if it's coming from the way how Anton deliver it, Mr. Let Go, Bruiser, or any one of the sisters that's on here, Precious, Balancing Codes, and Lady Di and Saida, right? So and JR as well. So I'm definitely proud of you. But he definitely wasn't coming, just for the record, he definitely wasn't coming for your dad at all. But when you jumped out like that, he went into, and Anton's just gonna talk shit anyway, so don't even worry about that. All right.
That was Anton's edge.
Yeah. That was, oh yeah. If he see that he moved, one thing about him, he's a shark. He smell a little bit of blood, he's not gonna stop.
Y'all assuming that y'all know what she's thinking. Y'all have no clue what she's thinking.
Hey, yo, here we go. See, that's his other comeback right now. So go ahead, man. I ain't going back and forth with you.
Of course, Anton knows what she's thinking,
I ain't
right?
going back and forth with you today, man. I'm trying to make it to New Year's with you.
I'm just saying, y'all assuming that y'all know what she's thinking. Y'all have no clue what she's thinking.
I know you're right, but I'm sure she stayed on here after taking the fire. That's commendable because there's some people that would have lost.
They say whenever you show that kind of energy towards women, it kind of turn them on. So that she might be trying to get flew out.
Bruce her.
Hey yo, Bruiser funny as hell, yo.
Yo, Bruiser is always talking about ass.
Well, he is a bag chaser, but
Bruiser talk about ass.
I'm that nigga that whenever you say somebody got to say it, I'm the nigga that's gonna say it.
Yeah.
But I think that shit was needed. It's important for women to be like around.
It's only needed. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, because the objective wasn't like to just go off on her or nothing. It was just an organic conversation. I think it's only needed when somebody actually wants, like, genuinely wants the best for somebody. Like, it's not coming from a place of hate or I don't like or I don't love women or something like that. It come from a space where, I'm just passionate about people. And I'm passionate about the conversation, so I do want the best for the people that I had conversations with. How people wind up taking it is a totally different conversation. But she chilling. I mean, I don't have nothing bad to say about her. She chilling.
Wait. Why did we come back to this? Somebody must be looking at the analytics.
This is what
Rashawn dropping views.
Oh my God, I was thinking the same. Like, I thought we have moved on from this. Like
somebody saw dropping views. Like,
they are.
Right,
Next question, please.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Raw was on here trying to cape. That's all.
Let's go ahead and get to the meat.
Raw pitching his deal, bro.
Hey, yo,
before we get to the meat,
I just like to bring balance.
Mic check. Before we get to the meat, let's go.
I saw that, Rashawn.
Real quick. All right.
Balance. I gotta mute.
Augustin. Shout out to Augustin. You said what now, Rashawn?
Was no pun intended. Y'all, it's y'all the panel is the worst. Y'all
did that.
Hold on, y'all. Augustin, I think it's Newincom. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct.
It's Newcomb.
Augustin Newcomb. Shout out to Augustin Newcomb for the 50 ball. Said thanks Anton for cooking. I appreciate you. Listen, me trying to pronounce these words correctly. I got these new teeth. It's a little weird for me right now.
Shout out to the new teeth.
Yeah, they beautiful.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the club, bro.
Yeah, I had to get the new joints.
Yeah, everybody except me got new teeth. God,
hey,
that's what I said. I'm trying to be like balancing.
Damn.
Shout out to John the Baptist with the 5 ball. Said a man does not lose his edge, but he does center his focus.
Hey, Bruce, that's because you over there buying them jewels, them chains.
Bro, that's the only thing I got, man.
VBS is B.
My niece got it.
Shout out to Holman Harvey. Said my chick has a blockhead, a boy body, crazy legs, humpback. Anton, can you help? Sorry, not sorry. I don't know what the heck he's talking about. But shout out to you for the 20 ball. JJ Carver said an average man get married. The average man get married at 30. I guess he ain't going to say is it's at. That's the same age where most men start to see a natural decline in testosterone. He simply saw this coincidence and ran with it. Shout out to JJ Carver for the 10 ball. Marcus Evans with the 5 ball again. Hey, we be appreciating you, big dog. Says y'all should get Andrew Tate on the show next year. Charles Martin, a negotiator with the 5 ball. Annie, a member, said mess around and let a man get a family to take care for. And that edge gets edgier and it comes with a concealed carry permit. The manic genius with the 10 ball says you lose some edge when married / living with a woman. Look to the scientific evidence on testosterone alone. Pay attention. A lot of married men are out of shape. Sage Talk with Lee. H&L with the, I'm not sure what that is, with the hunted foreign ball says a woman's nature is to soften a man, and if the man does not do things to stay sharp, he will get soft over time. Black Lexicon with the 10 ball. Annie, a member, said it's not knowing your purpose in life, it's choosing a purpose in life.
All right, shout out to everybody that has donated to the channel. Make sure you guys hit the like button. I'm hearing the likes are down, so let's take a moment right now, hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel, set the notifications to all. Shout out to the sponsor, Tej Hanley. Get 30% off along with a free gift. That link is in the description. And if you want to become a member, that link is pinned to the top of the chat. Go green. Now it's time to get to the meat. And we know the ladies like the meat, Monique. Ladies like the meat, right?
I don't know. It's been so long.
Ow. What did she say?
What's long?
It's been a very long time. I'm abstinent. I don't have intercourse.
Okay.
Not even the rolls?
No, I don't do any of that stuff.
You gotta count on Bruiser, boy.
Yo, Bruce, you can count on Bruiser keeping anything. Yo,
Waiting for that conversation.
Bruiser might not be getting enough in his marriage, bro. I don't know what's going on.
What? Bruiser may not even be married. He just be on here saying shit because, yo,
maybe
Bruiser,
not.
Balance.
Why not?
Yo, Bruiser always. Yo, go ahead, man. What's the topic, JR?
Hey, shout out to Jay, a story to tell, man. He's on Lapeef Sundays with the $20. Appreciate you, Jay. Yeah, the ladies like the meat, Monique. That's how we always say when it's time to get to the meat. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into it. You guys seen the topic on the thumbnail as well as in the description and title. Can a man be the leader with a 50-50 partnership? Can a man still be the leader with a 50-50 partnership?
fuck no.
They don't even make that.
Y'all don't care to add no content. Well, hold on, wait. Hold on, because
please.
we know that the guys is gonna say what we say. I'm curious as to what the women think about this subject.
All right, let me know.
So, can you repeat the question?
The question says, can a man still be the leader with a 50-50 partnership? Can a man still be the leader with a 50-50 partnership?
Can, the word can is a possibility. Can, yes, he can. He should. Now, I will say why he wouldn't be or continue to be the leader. It will be on the woman disrespecting or not respecting his leadership after she's put in whatever. So I think
you gotta choose a side, Sire. You gotta choose a side because there's a lot of 50-50 relationships that's out there right now. Yeah,
what I have learned from being in these panels is that what you in the United States consider 50-50 is not what we consider 50-50 here. Because here, if a woman is working, my dad, works, my stepmom works. Obviously, he makes more money than her. So she's not putting 50. It's not 50% that she's putting, not even 30% probably. But her effort comes in a different way. Like her other percentage comes in a different way. Like she's the person in charge of cooking for him. She's the one in charge of doing everything. My dad literally goes to work, come home and lays down. Like he doesn't do much in the house. He's the one in charge of putting the trash out. That's it. And watering the plants. And he loves to do that. But that doesn't mean that he cannot do other things. So, and then her check is used for bills, for decoration in the house, whatever she wants, it's not for her hair, nails, dresses. So we look at it different. So that's why he's still the leader.
Go ahead, Balance. I'm curious what are your thoughts? I'm coming to you. Don't say I agree with somebody. I know that somebody may have not spoken yet, but it's on you. Go ahead and give us some balance to this conversation.
I thought you would be curious with what I had to say. I'm not going to speak for myself. I'm going to say that I think many people do this currently. And if it works for them, I have nothing to say about what works in their households because many people are living like this. And a lot of people are living like that maybe because the men cannot afford to not go 50-50 with their women. Now, certain things could work with certain women. Certain things won't work with certain women. But if that's working for you guys, kudos to you. That's really all I have to say about it.
Yeah, but the question is, is he still a leader? So based off of these things that you see happening within these households, it's not whether or not it happens as far as the partnership, but whether or not he's actually the leader of said household. Do you think that he's still in that leadership position, in a 50-50 partnership?
So I'm going to answer you honestly, Anton, in what I've seen.
Mhm.
This is not my personal experience, but in what I've seen in other relationships that are 50-50, it's more of a team effort. It's no head leader. It seems, what I observe is it's more of a team effort. They make a team decision with everything. I'm not in charge of if you can or can't do that in your relationship. I'm just telling you what I've seen.
But balance. Wait, you can't say
So,
that.
like based off your personal experience.
Wait, JR. Wait.
Are y'all 50-50?
No one is there to see. No one is there to see if it's really 50-50. Whatever they do in front of you, that's one thing. But there's always one as the head. I don't care. That's the dynamic. Nothing in the universe is equal. Why are we making it seem, even if the man is having and his woman is paying 50-50 in bills, that's just finance is just one aspect of a relationship. There's other aspects. There's someone that's making the last. Anton, I know what you're about to say. Relax. Now,
what am I about to say?
Listen.
What am I about to say?
I understand as a man, you need.
What am I about to say?
Listen, I know as a man that you need to be a provider, and finances.
That's not what I was about to say.
Providing is a major thing. All right. So let me finish what I was about to say. There's always a head. I don't care what it is, and if you allow, if you allow or someone to trick you to think that it's 50-50, your woman is the goddamn head.
That's a lot of the time what we see.
If you would allow your woman to make it seem like and make you think as a man that this is 50-50, oh no, she's the mastermind behind the whole goddamn deal over here.
Let me ask you a question, Rashawn.
Go ahead, Anton.
So let's say that a woman is, because a lot of these modern relationships, women already got their own career and they doing pretty well, right? Yeah. So hypothetically, let's say that you get into a relationship and she make more money than you. By default, is she the head?
Man, hell no. Hey, I'm not even gonna get onto a personal tip. No. I don't care how much money you make. None of that shit matters to me. No.
Okay, so you would talk to a woman that made more money than you, though, right?
I have talked to women that made more money than me. And
then how does that play out? How do you manage that?
He cook and clean.
Bruce. Yo, listen, man.
You're the truth, Rashawn. You cook and clean, right?
Listen, y'all know better than that. I'm not going. Y'all gonna use me as a stunt dummy on here.
You don't want with the grease.
Now, listen, I don't know. Listen, Anton, I'm not gonna allow you to do that tonight, buddy.
I didn't do nothing. I just asked the question.
I got you, but yeah, bruises. Got to slide in there.
Rashawn, the minister says it's okay for a man to be a stay-at-home husband.
But
you said another fucking word, I'll carve that hat right off your goddamn head.
A man that's a stay-at-home husband. Y'all lost your mind, man. Yo, y'all out here wilding now.
Rashawn, so how do you manage that?
Bruh, I'm done with my statement, bro.
How do you manage it, bro?
Yeah, no, that's not fair.
Bro, what you mean?
You meet a chick that makes 300,000, 400,000 a year, and you only make.
Let's make it more realistic. She made 80. The dude make 50. How do you handle that?
He used Swiffer Sweeper, right?
How do you handle that, Rashawn? Come on, Rashawn.
Rashawn, why you quiet, bro?
Listen, y'all not gonna make me the stunt dummy tonight.
Why?
It's not gonna happen. I don't know who y'all think y'all talking to.
A whole clip already.
Rod, you did say, come on, man. Like, come on. Like,
yo, listen.
You said it.
Listen, Precious. One thing y'all not gonna do tonight is
come on, Rod. Come on.
I said what I said. I said what I said. And that's it.
Hypothetical.
How
Not
does
only
she
that,
handle?
not only that, listen,
And what did the minister?
Now we're
Hold on,
wondering if
Anton,
you
let me-
were the leader,
Anton,
Rob.
Plus some of these dudes that's in the
Yeah.
dudes that's in the comments, they want me giving them some game because they really be getting mushed around their own. Who be thinking that? So I'm off that. You ain't
You
gonna
want me to bail you out, bro?
I don't need no bell out. Y'all
Why
know,
the women ain't caping for him?
Hold on,
Like he
Mr.
caped
Lego,
for them.
Mr. Lego.
y'all know
So,
better
Rashawn,
than that.
So Rashawn, you're opting out of this, right?
Yeah, I'm opting out.
All right.
He bowed out.
Before Mr. Let go, I'm curious about Precious.
Real
'cause I ain't
50-50
heard
nigga
her
right
like-
there.
like-
Where you broke up at that last part. What'd you say?
No, I said I'm just curious about what your thoughts are.
Can a man still be the leader with a 50-50 partnership? I believe a man can be a leader in a 50-50 partnership if that's what he sets for his household. In a modern day society, no, a man can't be a leader because a lot of women want him to make six figures. So they're not even looking for a 50-50 anything with a man. They're not looking to, like you said, the realistic salaries of, if they're both making a certain amount, the woman is going to look at him, because women are naturally hypergamous. She's going to look at him as, are you going to bring more to the table? Is there something else that you want to do? Is there something extra that you're going to do? So in a modern day relationship, a man can't be the leader because a woman will not allow him to be the leader. However, I feel like if you meet a woman who understands submitting to a man, no matter if it's a 50-50 relationship, then I believe he can be a leader in his home. But, women have to get over wanting this 666 and, all of that.
A roommate leader.
Let go. Go ahead, dude.
So I'm proud to say that I've, the majority of my life, I paid the majority of the bills. My ex-wife, I never even knew what the fuck she made. Didn't really make no fucking difference. Never knew. I literally never knew. And paid the majority of the bills. She paid light, gas, little shit like that, So I've always had like a stronghold over the household, like literally all my life. Even in dating situations, I've always said I'll take over a woman's household even if I'm dating her. And I'm not saying I'm going to pay her bills, just I'm going to have a stronghold over her life if I'm looking to, go farther with her. So with me, leadership isn't just about paying bills, it's about the approach, it's about the system, it's about the level of structure that a man has. But if you are paying 50-50 in a relationship and she sees you as a partner, that means she is not operating under your system. She is still operating on her own system. So it's got like 50-50 her system, 50-50 your system. So to a certain degree, it's not necessarily possible because you're not doing something correctly if y'all are splitting the entire systematic way of running a household. And the biggest part of running a household is finances.
So let me ask you a follow-up question. I'm gonna ask you the same thing that I asked Rashawn. How do you, because you said specifically that you were used to, all of your previous relationships, you operated in which you paid the majority of the stuff, right? Mm-hmm. How do you deal with a woman that make maybe significantly more than you? Do you continue to pay all of the bills? How do you manage that?
We're going to live in a house that I can afford. So it doesn't necessarily matter how much she makes. It depends on how much I make. So if she lives in a fucking mansion and if I don't have mansion money, okay, you gonna rent that mansion out and we're gonna live over here. I'm not living in your fucking mansion. And you can go be with somebody else, but guess what? If a rich woman can't find a rich man to be with, hey, and she wants to be with me and I'm not rich yet or whatever, it is what it is, but the shit is going to be ran under me, and she can, use her money in investments or whatever, but I'm going to have a stronghold over their house.
How do you manage the money? Because now she's living with you. right? And she rented out her house and she still make more than you. How do you manage the money?
I'm not managing the money. I'm managing the household. We're talking
No,
about
no, no, no.
we're
So
talking about
she
50-50.
she brings in her money, right?
Okay.
She get paid. She making all of this money. Y'all now living with you, right? How do you divide resources? How do you manage the responsibilities? How do you manage the money?
So that's I wanted to answer that without answering your question.
Hold on. I'm not managing her money. She could do what she wants to do, because regardless of who the woman is, like, I'm not necessarily going to manage your money. You do what you want to do with your money, and I'm going to pay this amount of money. I'm going to do this. I don't want you doing dumb shit with your money. But if you already had money before and you like shopping and doing all kinds of crazy shit, as long as it doesn't interfere with the system, I'm not going to manage your money, because that's your money. That's your business. Whatever you're doing with whatever that you accumulated before me, that's on you.
So
but
what is
I'm
the
managing
system?
the household.
The system is that basically you taking care of everything. You grinding, you going to work every day. And then
Not everything, but the majority. Yeah.
And then she basically get to live with you for free then.
Let me help you out, Miss Legault. She gonna run the house.
Hold on.
No. Yes. The answer is yes.
So that's the system?
I'm not going to turn her. I'm not going 50-50, or she's not paying the majority of the fucking bills.
Balancing, why you looking like that?
Like what?
Well, why your reactions and your facial expressions?
Because this
like
is
that?
hilarious. I'm having a ball.
Why is it
Like,
hilarious?
I'm just chilling. Like,
It is
Mr.
funny.
Let Go. Like, your answers are hilarious. I'm just seeing you dance. This is like a fun movie I'm watching. I'm just,
Okay.
I just wanted to say something. I wanted to say something real quick.
What do you mean?
Let her say, because she was patient. We gonna come back to balancing in a minute.
Go ahead.
I want to hear what Balance was about to say. Go ahead.
Miss
Saida.
Saida?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, it's just a thought that, so I don't think that a man's leadership is based on how much money he makes. It's based on the leadership skills. So regardless of whatever amount of money he makes, if he does have good leadership qualities and skills, he's going to continue to be a good leader.
Okay, so Miss
Just
S,
that.
I'm gonna call you S.
Walk into it.
You're going to call me?
I'm gonna call you Miss S.
Oh, S. I thought I heard ass. I'm like, what? Saida. Say Saida.
You don't want to think about ass.
So listen, okay. How does he implement
Bruiser.
his leadership skills in a situation where she makes significantly more money than him?
No, I really don't know. I don't know how would I handle. I'm not a man. I'm just saying that what I consider that a man's leadership it shouldn't be based on how much money he makes. That's all I said. So I would respect a man, his leadership. I would respect it. It doesn't matter how much money he makes. If he's a good leader, I will follow him. Simple. That's all I want to say.
So now that we getting some real answers, right? So balancing. I see you still making faces. What are your thoughts?
I'm making faces because I'm reading the comments, Anton.
Don't read the comments. What are your thoughts?
Funny.
What are your thoughts?
I answered the question. What are my thoughts?
What was so funny?
The comments.
Balance.
No, you said what I was saying. I was dancing around. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, it seems like you weren't given direct answers to like how you would be able to really manage that situation. Like you're telling a woman that you're going to downgrade her life. And if she wants to
I'm actually upgrading her life with her being with me. Money, let me tell you something. As far as a woman goes, money and a woman being alone, that ain't enough for no fucking woman. You feel me? So a woman can have it's plenty, especially in Atlanta. All these goddamn independent women, their lives are trash. They hate their fucking lives because they ain't got no man. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't got no structure. A woman by herself with all this money, there's no structure. So
I know JR didn't just come up with a question that just stumped everybody on this panel.
Not everybody.
I'm just curious. I haven't heard one. Listen, for all of y'all that got all of this smoke about Anton, he don't know nothing, or he been
okay. Ask a question, Anton.
All of this, hold on, wait. All of this shit that y'all talk every week. Nobody can effectively answer this question with confidence and certainty on how it is that you're supposed to manage a household and lead a household leadership-wise when a woman makes significantly more than a man. Are y'all telling me that y'all can't give me the game. We got all of these fucking coaches on the panel, and don't nobody know shit about how to lead a household when it comes to managing finances and a woman making significantly more than a man. Come on.
I didn't respond.
I said it. I told you.
She
I
did.
told you.
You don't know.
I will. No, I said I don't know how would I.
You did say you don't know.
No, hold on. Wait a moment. No,
Stop the
cap. I want you to understand my answer.
You said
I want you to
leadership should not
understand my
depend on
answer.
how much money. Hold on, wait.
I want you to understand my answer.
You can correct me, but I'm gonna tell you what I heard.
That's what I'm trying to do.
You said that leadership should not depend on how much money a man makes. And then I said, okay, cool. How do you manage a household where the woman makes significantly more in finances? And you said, I don't know.
I said, I am not a man. I don't know how will he handle it, but I know that
So you
his
said you don't know.
leadership doesn't depend on the money he makes. I will let him lead if he's a good leader, because I will be trusting his leadership skills. So that's what I'm saying. I will follow him. I don't care how much money he makes.
How can you determine that he has good leadership skills?
If she makes more and he's a leader, does he not tell her how to manage it?
I can only speak about
We're asking her.
married.
If I see that he
somebody
has good
give me
leadership
somebody give me
quality.
some.
Let me answer. I want to answer.
Hold on. Okay, so let me frame this, because JR apparently is an evil genius, right? I'm perplexed. I'm a single guy, and I'm coming to you guys for advice. And I'm trying to understand how it is that I need to I'm trying to understand how it is that I should approach this relationship and how I can manage it effectively, because I want to be successfully married. I don't just want to get into something and suffer in it. I want to be in a situation that I'm going to thrive in, that we're going to have a blissful situation, and life is going to be awesome. We planning on having kids. She makes significantly more. We got 2 different households. I don't know what to do. I'm confused. I'm trying to understand. Can somebody give me some game and some insight, some information?
Right here. I didn't answer
Okay,
yet.
go ahead.
All right. So when you're in a marriage, it should be one pot, not 2, 3, 4, 5, and all that nonsense. So you put all the money. So her 80,000 and his 50,000 goes together. And as the leader, which is the head and the man, he is going to manage the dollars. Period. That's how that works.
I said it.
Okay, so cool. So now that you said that, is every woman on the panel, you make $30,000 to $50,000 more than your man, are you coming home and you handing over your check?
Yes,
I am.
That's what I'm
Balancing jumped off the stream.
That is not 50.
Balancing turned off her camera.
It's not 50-50, exactly.
Are you balancing? Are you handing over your check? Because I'm curious.
Balance.
You're
Balance.
not
Don't be
gonna come on
scared.
Thursday night and be safe. Are you handing over your check or no?
Look, the independent woman in her.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on. You handing over your check, Balance?
I heard a mouse pissing on cotton. Balance, where you go, girl?
To your husband that you
breathing
looking for today, are you gonna hand over your check and let him manage the house with the money?
Yeah.
That's there we go.
That was a struggle, wasn't it?
There's nothing wrong. I don't feel nothing wrong with, like, if he's my man and say, I need a haircut.
It's not even about
Saida. So let's say you make $150,000 a year. You feel like you should have to go to your man and ask him for money for your hair to get your hair done?
Okay, so I live in a place where I said it earlier, just like dating, she said it right now. It's a one pot. No, that's what I believe. It's a one pot. So I don't care who's putting more money. If the bills are paid, or we live in a house and he's not, spending the money or blowing the money, because I know some men are not,
why you worried about what he's doing? He the leader.
No.
What you care about what
so,
he's doing?
A man gambling will be something that I agree.
Said he's the leader. What are you worried about? You said that you would give up. You'd be completely.
I will definitely give it to him. I don't care. I don't care how much money it is.
So now you make $150,000 a year, and he make 50. No, let's make it more realistic. You make 90. He make 50. That all go into one pot. So you feel comfortable going to him and asking him for money to get your hair done, right?
Yeah.
It
should be in the budget.
So what you worried about the budget for? He managed that.
Yeah, but it should be in the budget.
Realistically,
the question was, are you okay with asking him
real.
for the money?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. I would say it's been 2 months. I need a haircut.
That's cap.
And you're coming and he's paying with his card. He doesn't even have to give you money. He can come with me and pay with his card.
No fucking way, bro.
Are you saying, Bruiser, are y'all saying it's a cap because she's not married?
Ain't no way, boy.
Are you saying that because she's not married?
Okay, so let me ask you, all of the women on the panel, do y'all believe her?
I don't.
I believe her.
I think that maybe not 10 years ago, but where she is now in her life experience and everything she's been through, I definitely believe that. And what she desires now, absolutely.
Monique, do you believe her?
Oh no,
You are
You gotta unmute.
I don't know her to not believe her. So I believe everything everybody's on the panel. I don't know anybody personally.
The only thing I'm gonna say is that there is power within submission.
It is, right.
If you're
Like-
submissive, I'm just going to say this. If you're submissive enough, it doesn't matter what you ask, he's gonna say.
He gonna want to give it to you.
Okay,
right?
cool. You and Mr. Let Go, y'all link up, y'all date or whatever. You like him. He asks you to marry him, and I don't know what you do for a living, but it doesn't even matter. So now the agreement is that you got to hand Mr. Let Go every dime that you make, and then he's gonna determine what you're gonna do every single moment here from here on out with the money that you get based off of what he decides to pay you. You cool with that, right?
Hold on, who I'm married to?
Seriously,
Which one?
Saida.
Saida?
That boy happy with it.
So you cool with that, right, Saida?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
God.
I'm so
Give
sorry.
me another wife.
I got distracted.
Give me married. I
got
want to marry
distracted.
somebody
I'm so
else
sorry.
because she ain't paying attention. Who else? Give me
I'm
another.
so sorry. I really got distracted. I'm sorry.
No, it's just good.
She got
We all
distracted
know
by
that
the
balance
food guy.
ain't giving you her check, so that goes without saying.
Listen, I was saying this like, Anton, you're speaking the truth for a lot of modern women, but
I know.
fortunately, you guys have a panel of women who are more traditional in a more traditional sense.
Cap.
That
That's
it's
cap.
not. It is not. Ask each
all
woman
cap.
individually. So
Let me tell you what I think, and I could
Go
be
ahead.
dead wrong.
You
I'm
could
always
be.
open-
You
I'm
definitely
always
could
open
be.
to the possibility. I paid attention to all of y'all reactions when Mr. Let Go was talking. I looked at y'all faces. I was looking at everybody on this panel. I am not convinced that y'all are comfortable, especially living in this modern time, giving y'all full paycheck over to a man and letting him decide what it is that you're going to do on a day-to-day basis.
Let me respond to that.
Hold on, you can't be talking about me, right? Because I'm married and I'm stay-at-home mother, so I don't.
But see, that's the key though. You're a stay-at-home mother. You don't
make $300,000 a year.
Right, hold on.
And
Right.
so I don't believe that any of y'all living in this modern society is comfortable enough to go out, grind, hustle. You getting into it with your boss, the girl at the job, is they gossiping about you, you gossiping back, you talking shit, you tired as hell when you come home, you cook, you take care of business and all of this shit, you cook, you take care of the kids, and then you feel comfortable enough to say, hey, can I have some money to go and get my hair done? I think that y'all feel entitled to it. I don't believe that the women on this panel is by default all traditional like that shit. I'm not going for it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it even a little bit.
So
Can I say something? Can I explain? Can I explain the reason why I say yes?
Yes.
Because I broke it down in my head. So if I give my check to him, I don't have to worry about paying no bills, nothing. And the only thing that I have to give up is honestly the things that I buy for myself. That's the only thing, because he's going to be paying the bills, the schools, everything for our kids, the rent, everything. I don't want to have to deal with that.
And that's
He's
a
in
beautiful
charge of
life
it.
right there.
He's in charge. He's in charge of it. So the way I see it is that the only hold on. The only possible thing that he could take away from me is whatever I buy for me personally. And what do I get? Honestly, in my case, it's just hair product, like $60 every 6 months, because it's natural hair. I don't spend on that. So as long as that is like, come on, this is my hair. You cannot take that away from me. I don't think he's gonna do it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, You know, so I broke it down in my head, like, what am I really giving up? You know, like,
Let me
it's
tell
just
you why
that.
this is all.
And that's specifically why I mentioned the haircut, because I don't use this, you know, other stuff. I don't need those things. So, but if I ever needed it, I don't want him to say no to me, because that's the only thing that I gave up. You know, the rest he's taking care of. My kids are fed, the house is paid, bills are paid, we have food in the house. What else do I need?
Let me tell you why I don't believe anything that people are saying right now, bro.
You will never believe nothing.
It's because they know too much. They've been exposed to too much. They're familiar with too much. They've already lived the life to where they make their own money. Because you can't put the genie back in the bottle. See, it's completely different when you're dealing with somebody. And this is the beauty and the curse and the gift that came along with social media and exposure, right? What happened was people started being exposed to other things that they used to not be familiar with. They were only familiar with their circumstance, with the men in their area. They was only familiar with their lifestyle. They was only conditioned to believe based off of what it was that they were raised to believe and experience. But once women started making their own money, and I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. It just is what it is. Once women start making their own money, once they start being exposed, they travel, they sexually liberated, they have sex whenever they want to, they do what they want to, they have control to do what they want to when they want to do it. The only reason why they are still hypergamous is because they're tired and they don't want to have to do what they want to do. But the fact that they're exposed to all of this that's around them, including this Instagram lifestyle, then means that they want the option to do what they want to do. They don't want to be made or told to do anything in specifically. And they're going to tell us this, but the reality is that they've already been exposed, and you can't put the genie back in the bottle. If you take a woman that make $100,000 a year, she buy her own shit, she making her own money, she's saving or whatever, and you telling me she gonna shut the fuck up, and I'm not talking about every woman, because there are some out there, I'm assuming, but you telling me she gonna shut the fuck up, do what you told, ask you for money to go and get her hair done, give you her whole paycheck, and not look over your shoulder to help you decide what it is that you're gonna do with her money, because that's in her mind, that's her money, she wouldn't earn it. That's bullshit. I'm not.
One thing that I want to add,
Can't even keep their panties on. You know they ain't gonna do that.
Just a question. Why can't she have her own cards and shit? Like, why does she have to ask somebody for some money?
I'm not saying that she can't. That's not what we're talking about. What I'm saying is,
but that's a major part of this.
The narrative that they're painting is that
when you take that part out of it, what else you got?
Because I have to take it out based off of the context of the conversation. They're saying they super traditional. I'm telling you what super traditional really is. The woman she give her fucking paycheck over to the guy. He decide what he's gonna do, and he give her a little bit of allowance to do what she want to do when she want to do it.
She got a card. She ain't got to ask them though.
That's traditional. I'm telling you that in this culture, based off of what women are exposed to, and then they got to come back to that shit after they've been doing whatever the fuck they want to do all of this time. It's not happening, bro. It's not happening.
I wanted to say that was my answer. Remember, I'm the one that said it. Okay, so obviously I believe that that's how it should be. Right, but a lot of women are not going to do that. I agree. I didn't say that women are going to do it. I said that they should do it. If you're going to get into a relationship and you just make more money, it is what it is. It doesn't mean that now all of a sudden you control everything. No, the man that you're with is still a leader. So that's just to wake women up that's here listening. Hey, this is what needs to be happening. You know, if you want that leader lifestyle. I don't know about that.
It's a perception of leadership. Y'all like the word, y'all like the term, but when it really comes to determining what the fate is of what happens, y'all are not, I'm not saying you specifically, but y'all are not 100% submitting to a dude based off of the things that you've already been exposed to.
Anton, let me say this though. Let me say this. It's a possibility, because I never knew. It's a possibility that my ex-wife made more money than I did. I never knew.
That's a possibility. They got three toes.
Hold on. It's a possibility that I actually lived it. I never knew how much you made.
And y'all got divorced.
It had nothing to do with that, though.
Yes, it did. That played a factor. Every single thing that happened in your relationship.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, I never knew how much I literally to this day never knew how much she made. It's a possibility with the job she had, she probably made more money than I did. I don't know.
I don't know. How do you marry a woman? You lay next to this chick every day and you don't know how much money she made.
That means you don't know what her text messages. No, I'm just kidding. But is that even 50-50?
I never cared.
No, hold on. How is that? How do you marry a woman? Say I do, and you don't know everything there is to know about her, including how much money she made.
I never needed to know.
I want to say something.
My question is that even 50-50 though, what we talking about? This woman earning 90 and the guy earning 50. Is that a 50-50 relationship?
No.
All I know is I had full dominion over my house. I had full dominion over my household, and I paid the majority of the bills.
You had a percent. No, she used you.
Okay.
She finessed you.
Okay.
That's all it was. If you didn't even know how much she made, but you spent all of your working hours to grind, hustle, pay all of the shit, and she didn't even respect you enough to give you some insight on what it was that you was truly working with, she finessed you.
And I guarantee you, any girl that's making significantly more than their husband is probably automatically gonna get a prenup or any more than their boyfriend.
I think that a lot of women should choose men to marry that they actually respect their leadership. Because I think we see this a lot when women choose men to marry that they don't respect. And when that happens, it falls apart. And now the women, they regret it. And then years later, they want to divorce these men because they never wanted to marry those specific men to begin with. And they settled and now they're angry. They try to change him. It doesn't go their way. And now they want to leave their family. And it's unfortunate. For me personally, since you asked me, Anton, I'm not marrying a man if I don't trust his leadership. And I wish more women were like that. Because it's just not going to happen. Why would I submit and have a man lead me if I don't trust his leadership skills and ability? That doesn't even make sense, logical sense. And we can see a lot of women they're making decisions that aren't very logical. I just happen to not be one of those women. I'm not going to have a child or marry a man if I don't trust his leadership, period.
But that's the whole idea, though, is that most women aren't looking for a leader or a husband. They're looking for a partner.
Yes, Anton, but you're talking about the majority.
Exactly.
You're talking about the majority right now, but don't convolute the majority with me. Okay?
Right.
I'm not talking about you specifically.
But you asked me specifically.
I said most women are not looking for a leader, they're looking for a partner. I didn't say
that's the problem we have today. I agree with you. This is a major issue, and this is why the families are falling apart.
You know, I notice y'all struggle when we talk about and ask questions on the majority. Y'all struggle with just simply answering on the majority.
Oh, that's a woman thing, bro.
Damn, Mr. Let Go, God damn.
He does do that a lot. But Bruiser, to answer you, that's true. But specifically, Anton did ask me personally prior to, you know.
I wasn't necessarily trying to focus on you. I'm just saying women as a whole, on any panel that I'm ever on, they always not try to answer on the majority, and they try to relate it to themselves. And I think this is a sign of not accepting accountability as a part of your gender. You get what I'm saying?
It's suppression. It's trauma. It's trauma because women have been suppressed in many ways, though we feel like we have to protect other women. And I've said it before. I'm not going to defend, protect another woman, especially her behavior, if I don't agree with it. So that's why I generally speak. If someone says single mother, for example, I don't take it personal. I don't. I am a single mother, and I am a great mother, actually. So that's why I don't put myself in the equation when people talk generally. But I see that a lot where women feel like
you did that
they have to defend. Today. No, I'm very general. I keep it general.
You include yourself,
and I can, and most of the time I cannot relate with the U.S. I always give my point from this perspective from outside. That's my point. But I do understand. I'm actually agreeing with you because I see that women do that a lot.
Yeah. So what do you think that is? What I'm saying is, and I don't know if you want to agree with me that I don't know if you want to wear that because you may get attacked. I'm saying a lot of women don't want to talk. They don't want to push that narrative because I think it may be an insecurity that also includes them in it. You get what I'm saying? So they like, oh, well, I don't do that. I'm not a hoe.
It's narcissistic. That's how women narcissistic ways come out. I don't know about necessarily insecurity, but them talking about themselves and what they don't do and what they do, you know, is just a narcissistic character trait in women.
I appreciate that.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get modern Renaissance. What's going on, brother? Welcome to the panel.
What's going on, everybody? I hope y'all all doing well.
What's up, brother?
Good evening or good morning.
Yeah, I'm just sitting back. I've been listening for quite a while here, and I don't even know what to even go off of. But a lot of y'all just been dropping a lot of truth bombs tonight. I had a lot of my young folks who are thinking about going into this realm of getting married into relationships, chiming in and listening in. So I'm just saying good information going out right here. They get to see how people, normal adults, act and certain scenarios play out and all that. So really good panel tonight. As of right now, I would just have to agree to what you guys just got done saying. It is interesting that if you do bring up a particular topic, people seem to interject themselves in it on a personal level versus just actually listen to the scenario play out. But until you come up with the next topic, that's all I have to say for right now.
Ain't this the meat?
Oh yeah, we don't have.
Do you work in radio?
I do have. I actually do have my own radio show.
Okay,
that's one of the things.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna bring up Adnan King Colin. I know you in the back.
What up,
Go ahead,
Adnan?
Adnan. Colin, what you got, brother?
Greetings. Thank you for bringing me up onto the panel, Lapeef. In regards to the topic, one thing that I like to do is I like to reread it just so I can have a clear understanding of what I'm speaking about. It says, can a man still be a leader with 50-50 partnership? There's no such thing as a man in a 50-50 relationship having a positive influence on a woman, regardless of the money, and actually leading her to the promised land, if you will. The woman will always go into a situation where she either loses or gains respect based on her feelings, making it so there's nothing that can help her out when she needs to lead, or excuse me, when she needs to follow. I'm actually going to drop down though because my baby needs me, so I'm gonna go in there. Thank you though.
Appreciate it, Adnan.
Oh, okay. That was
drive by.
No, but I can say to the question of can a man still be a leader with 50-50 partnership? I think he can, but at the same time, if he doesn't even already have that mindset to actually be like taking over his family, that's going to be like a hard one right there. But I always push though, if each side only have to give 50%, then that's like to me the minimum. It should be 100 both sides.
The only relationships I actually seen, and I can't even call them successful, they might have a duration where they were successful, where the woman had more income and resources to bring to the household, was the Mary J. Blige situation, and didn't end well for her. And I think recently Tom Brady and I think it's safe to say Giselle probably had more bread than Tom Brady at the time. That didn't even work. I really don't see it on a basis where it's got enough weight to actually be talked about. It's like it almost don't even exist. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to understand, like, damn, like if that were to happen, could a woman really actually conjure up that, and could she really convince herself to give it all away and then in turn ask for it? And then you say you can do it because you look at him as a leader. This guy got the same 24 hours and access, probably even more access to things to get his weight on the same level, if not higher than you. But you for somehow was able to make a determination that he has leadership skills. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, can you detail how you was able to make determination that this guy had leadership skills enough to persuade you that it's more optimal for you to give all the money you made to him to make the decisions, and in turn for you to ask for it on a consistent basis?
It's the respect thing. That's all I'm saying. Like,
okay, so it's not leadership, it's respect.
No, I was saying that the man is a leader to lead the household with the money, but for a woman to sit here and give her checkup and then again, like you saying, ask for it is respect.
Well, what I was saying, I was saying, what is the deciding factors on how you determine that, hey, this guy right here is a good leader. I'm going to take all that I earn and give it to him and let him make the choices.
That's a woman trusting her man, knowing that he's going to execute the right, terminology and everything for the money. That's trust. You trust the man because he's showing you. First of all, men have to show you. They can say a whole bunch of shit and then
so he had to show you. What has he? So like Saida stated this specifically. What did he show you that gave you the determination.
His actions must be aligned with his words, because you trust the actions, not the words at the end of the day. That's why she's saying he's going to have to show you. I'm not going to just go blindly with someone on a date and then getting married and not notice his behavior. What,
you give me an example.
He has
of
to be
what actions
consistent.
he's showing you. Because if he's making 50,000, you're making 120. What actions is this guy showing you that, hey, look, I'm the one that needs to take care of all the finances and you need to come to me about it?
So if you asking me, because see, if you ask me and my personal stuff going on, I'm different. I can't really give you the modern answer to that, because women are not giving a checkup. That's not happening. They're not going to do it. They make it more, it's not happening. So I suggest bump all that 50-50 stuff. You know, find a man in either, because most women making money at a certain caliber at a certain age, just like men, right? So if you're a woman looking for a leader, you should, to me, find a man that you make less money, because psychologically, women are not going to subject to that because they make too much money. They're like, no, the man is not going to tell me what to do. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. How to change that, I have no idea.
So the moment he says, so Saida, the moment he says, no, you can't go get your hair done, what do you say in turn, knowing that you brought 70% more than what he brought into the house?
Why would he say no though?
I mean, he's a man and shit. You telling me you ain't never said no to your woman?
If it's her money, she go do what she wants to do. Like, I'm not gonna tell a woman she can't get her hair done if we both have enough money.
I don't got no further questions.
Whether she has it, I have it. Like, why can't she go get her hair done? Now, if she wants to go buy
no further questions.
If she wants to go buy a $70,000 truck, that's a different story. What'd you say, Precious?
I said a woman can't always get what she wants in the relationship, and a man who's always saying yes to whatever she wants isn't a good leader.
No, I'm just saying, he said hair done.
Yeah, but that's an example. That's an example of, you know, you may have to say no to getting her hair done. She gotta you know, rock it out for another week or two.
If you make more money than me and I'm running all the bills and you want to go get massage, hair done, something like that, right? And I turn around and say no. And due to how much money you have, due to how much money you make, you know there's enough money in the pot or wherever for you to just go get your mani-pedi, massage, and all the other stuff.
It's not for me to know what's in the pot. It's for the man to manage it accordingly.
Right. But you're okay with him saying, no, you can't get your hair fixed. I'm talking about the little thing.
If he's
like
managing the finances and he sees that, and that at that moment that I want to get my hair done, that you know, it's not smart to get my hair done at that point in time, then I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I can't believe how perplexed y'all are.
Do you know how to do your own hair? Do you know how to like fend for yourself? You know?
What hair?
Something's going on with your mic, Anton.
What hair? Whose hair are you?
I'm not even gonna give y'all the solution because y'all don't listen to a nigga that's been married for 18 years. So
So okay, let's hear you out. No. I want to. I personally want to hear you out because.
Listen, I heard.
So do you say no to your? Do you say no to your wife for a haircut?
Your wife will make more money than you.
I heard what y'all been saying, and I've been taking it to heart now. I've been listening now. Y'all don't.
No, my question, Anton. My question is: do you say no to your wife for a haircut? Because we're literally basing this on a haircut, literally.
And I think it would be more.
Hold on. I think it will be more like if she wants to overspend money, like she's like I hear you guys doing Amazon and women go crazy in Amazon ordering things, and then like, come on, it's too much.
But a hairdo,
you know, and I will understand. But my haircut, when I say my haircut is every 2 months and it's only $10 here.
That's the thing.
Seriously, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he will say no to me for that, but I would say if I am overspending money, because that we have to add more context. Like if the man, I will ask him first. I think it's about communication, and I will ask him why. Why am I not allowed to whatever I want to buy?
It's not a.
I will say why.
That Bruiser posed. Y'all not hearing what Bruiser said. The question that Bruiser posed wasn't if y'all had enough money or whatever. If he says no, what is your reaction? And your reaction is more telling than whether or not y'all had the money to do so. Because every woman and let go, all of y'all reaction is, why can't I? Or whatever, which means you don't trust his leadership. If he says no and you're supposed to be 100% submissive, then you have an issue with that, which means it's conditional. Your submission is conditional. It's not about how much. It's not about why he would say it or not. That's a completely different conversation, and we can mind that
Precious
out.
held it down. I ain't gonna lie. She held it down.
But my point is that
She held it
it's
down.
conditional. Your submission and your supposed I trust his vision is conditional as long as it aligns with what you think it should happen also, which means that it's not true leadership in a 50-50 position. That's exactly what it means. It answers the question. Bruiser asked the perfect question. Y'all answered it without even understanding that y'all was answering it, which means that you started to question it when he said no, regardless of how small or how big the purchase was. It was conditional leadership.
I'm trying to see who you're talking about.
I questioned the why on a haircut
Aida.
specifically, and I gave more. I gave more context if it was something bigger because I am overspending money, and like he's sure that I am actually not good, managing finances or what. I don't even manage finances, so I'm just overspending and asking for too much. So I needed more because I don't think that I don't even think that you will say no to your wife for a haircut. That's why I'm saying, like, it's absurd. The example. It's just,
but that happens. That's real life stuff, Saida. That's real life stuff.
But in my favor, do you know how many times my dad said no to something that I wanted? I'm used to it.
Which is, he should have told you no.
Right.
I am used to it.
When
That's exactly what I'm saying.
When you answer the question, if you're used to it, if your man was to say no, then you should be used to it.
No,
it shouldn't be an issue. That it's only $10, that it's only every other 2 weeks or every other month or whatever it is, you're going to manage. If he says no, then you'll manage until he's, the right time for you to get your haircut from his
agree. Well, most of the times when he said no, it was big stuff that I was asking for. But when I was asking for, like, just give me $1 to go to the store or like something like really small.
But what you're not getting,
so I'm just saying, I'm just saying that the examples that we're giving
is not necessarily about the dollar amount. It's the system, it's the structure, it's the hierarchy. You do what you supposed to do within the structure of the hierarchy. Like when you go to your job and you want to go on break or whatever, and it's 12 o'clock, and you usually go on break at 12 o'clock. And the manager said, no, you can't go on break at 12 o'clock. You're not going to run it on. Why? I got to go. No, you're just going to be like, oh, okay. So when it comes to the system and the hierarchy, it's not about the dollar amount. Because I understood what you were saying about the dollar amount.
So since you brought it to work.
Let me finish. It's about the hierarchy. And in the beginning, Anton, that's the specific thing I said when I said I get with a woman who got the mansion and all that other shit. We're going to live in a house that I can afford, and she could do what she wants to do with her little mansion because she got that before me, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's about the system, the structure, and the hierarchy. It's not even about the money. Of course, we're talking about money, but if she got more money than me, it ain't even about the money no more. It's about the system and the structure.
She in the West.
So
she in the West.
This is the difference.
Not in the West.
Hold on. This is the difference between a leader and a boss. The boss will tell you, no, you can go. And the leadership will say, we are having an issue at this moment. And for this reason, you can go. I'm so sorry. If you have been in a leadership position, yes. An actual leader.
I am your boss. If I'm your man, I'm your boss. You're going to sit your ass down. What are you talking about?
I'm out.
I have more hierarchy over you as your man and husband than your goddamn white boss. Are you kidding me?
Sorry. My grandfather was married.
I'm your damn boss. If I tell you, let me tell you something. If I tell you quit your goddamn job, you're going to quit your fucking job. Your boss. I'm your fucking boss. Are you crazy?
My grandfather was married to my grandmother till death do them apart. And I will trust him more because he has more years of marriage and experience than Anton. So right
None of
there,
that has anything
and
to do with it. Now you're babbling.
I've never
Okay,
seen. I don't.
it
Hold on.
sounds like
I'm
you.
not
Okay,
done. I don't interrupt
wait.
you. I
Hold
don't.
on,
I don't
one at a
interrupt
time,
you.
y'all. One
I
at a
don't
Can you
interrupt you,
calm
Mr.
down
Lego.
for a second? You acting like Monique for a second. Calm down.
No.
Hold on, y'all. One at a time. Monique is cool.
Calm
Come
down.
on, Monique been cool.
So the bottom line
Actually, you're
is,
the one.
can you calm down? Learn how to submit to a man on this show, okay? So I'm gonna ask you a question. If your man, you said boss and leader is different. If I'm your man, I'm your husband, and I say, hey, I literally do not like the job you have, right? We're not talking about who makes more money. I can't stand your job. It's too stressful. It's stressing you out. You're stressing me out because you bring all that shit home. The commute is too much, whatever. I need you to quit your job. We'll find you a new job or whatever. I need you to quit it today. Are you quitting? Yes or no?
I got something for you, man. You stay right there. You stay right there.
Yes or no?
Don't do the highlight. I hate it.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes,
Hello?
I say yes.
Okay, cool. That's all I got to say. Your goddamn boss. I'm your motherfucking boss. I wish a woman would put her boss over
Rick Ross
me.
said, JR. What that Rick Ross?
You mean my husband will be my boss, not you, right?
Yes. What I'm saying is,
okay. And my husband, I'm going to respect his leadership.
And he's your boss, right?
Him and his communication.
But he's your boss, right? Is he your boss?
Not you.
Is he your boss? Your husband?
I'm going to respect my husband's
Answer the question.
leadership.
Is your husband your boss? Yes or no?
He's my husband. He's my husband.
Is he your boss?
Can I tell you something? I never heard my grandfather treating my
I don't
grandmother
give a damn
like
about
that
what
and
your
telling her that she was.
Is your husband your goddamn boss?
I
Yes or no?
don't base. This is what I wanted to say, but you
This
keep
isn't working.
talking. You keep talking. I don't base my life based on Hollywood, or you always bring these other celebrities, and no, I base on real people. So I just don't. I don't find it funny because when someone gives you a real example.
Why are you interrupting?
You're interrupting me again.
Saida, I think she is getting
Hold on, Mr. Lego. Hold on.
She's getting a little masculine.
Mr. Lego, hold on one second. Saida, can you come back for a second?
No, but is he interrupts and he don't like to be interrupted.
I have a
I want to
question.
respect him, but he doesn't respect me.
Shh.
I have a question for you, Saida.
I'm losing my voice.
So you said that you would trust your grandparents more than you would trust me, right? What's the difference?
I don't know you first though.
Well, why even bring me up then?
I'm just comparing someone that I know and someone that I don't know. That's it. I'm not to offend you or anything. It's just someone that I know, that I have seen, that I have experienced, that I have seen in his leadership. I don't know you. I have no idea who you are, nothing. So I cannot blindly go.
I'm not offended. I don't get offended on this.
I don't think I offended you.
No, you cool. Mr. Lee, what's going on, Mr. Lee? How you feel?
Hey, what's going on, Anton? Good evening to the panel. How's everybody doing? Great conversation.
Good. Good evening. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. This is a very interesting conversation because if a woman accepts going into a long-term committed relationship or a marriage with a man, and she can look into his eyes and see that this is a man that inspires her, that she could follow to anywhere, no matter what he says, no matter what he does, whether he's right or wrong, irrelevant, then she shouldn't be going into an economic-based relationship with the person, because whenever you deal with money, there's always going to be disputes and different issues, and that muddies things. But I think that when you talk about the money being grouped together as the family's account, there's a portion of it that would be a set aside. There's a person who will manage the finance of the family. Sometimes the person that is more apt to do that could be the woman. Sometimes the person that's more apt to do that is the man. However, with regard to 50-50 paying the bills, that's paying the bills and the management of the finances of the home. But beyond that, there's a value that the woman brings above the finance, and there's a value that the man brings beyond the finance. And those things, I think, are what in Black America today that we don't we don't see or we don't give any equity to whatsoever, because we can see in the Black community in our lives that there are families where the woman runs the family and she's making north of 100 grand. She didn't marry the man, or she divorced the man, or she left the man because he made less money. And then the children, their lives get destroyed. The boy gets hooked up in gangs, and the girl gets turned out at 14, and she's running the streets tricking because the father was not there to set down the law and run the other aspect of value that he would bring to balance the family. And the thing is money is one aspect. There's a power and authority and leadership and guidance that women don't have the ability to see tomorrow. They just don't. They can't plan for the next day, much less 20 years in the future. Men do that. Men understand consequences of lives, both of women, because we deal with them, and we understand the difficulties that sons will have to go through because we have lived that life ourselves. So when in our life in America today, when a woman is getting with a man and she said, well, she makes 90, he makes 60, or he makes 50. If she wants to be with that man, she sees something greater in him that transcends just the economic value that he will bring to her life. Besides, if they're getting married in their late 20s or early 30s, we know now from statistics that men over time, by the time they're 45, will outpace a woman income-wise. So though she may outproduce him now, he will outproduce her later. So the things that we are debating over the cash amount of the finance of the family is ludicrous. What we should be looking at is this woman valuable to me more than just her pussy? Is this man more valuable to me more than just his dick? And if the woman can make that evaluation in the man, that this man have something greater than just money, and she wants to hook her wagon to him, that's how she should move. And if he sees something greater in her, other than her big ass, he should move with her like that. We make evaluations on things that fiat currency, if the United States was to balance its books today, it would be at least $20 trillion in deficit. So even America doesn't even balance its books based on other countries' economics anyway. So when you start going into the money aspect, we need to say, okay, the money will give us a life in a middle-class family in this type of neighborhood. We avoid certain dangers by living in the midst of the ghetto. Our pool of money can bring us a better quality of life. But there are other things that deal with that. I've known men that make over $500,000 a year and their children are destroyed. When they have to go to school to deal with something with their sons, because the principal keep calling the home and the mother tells him she's been to the school 3 times, but the boy don't change. He's not going because he's busy. I'm busy. I'm taking care of the finances. You handle that. And sometimes when people are just so focused on the money, they miss the ancillary things around them because life is far more complicated than paying off a bill, going on a vacation, wearing a nice pair of shoes, driving a nice car. If you got skills, you can get that shit.
And that's
the
what
real value
life is about right there. It's bigger than the money. I'm in my kids' homework. I'm at my kids' school. I don't went to every fucking school that my kids ever fucking went to. I'm in everybody's business. I need to know what the fuck is going. I run everything. So that's what I'm saying. It's about system and not just money. Money is important, but in this situation with a woman making more money than me, money ain't the problem. I run I have dominion over the entire household. Children,
listen,
mama.
If you are,
I don't know what the fuck your mama doing.
If you are a high functioning, high performing guy, and you make over $500,000 a year, it is no way possible that you are spending an extended amount of time at your kid's school, doing all of that other type of shit, doing the homework and all of this other stuff. It is impossible. And not only that.
Well, if I may interject for a second.
Go ahead, Mr. Lee.
A father going to deal with an issue at school, he's not spending a lot of time at school. He may take an hour.
Thank you.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is No. It's to be that heavily involved.
Let Monique go up next. Go ahead.
Be that heavily involved is a farce.
That's what you, Monique.
It's not happening. It's not.
Well, I didn't say heavenly. I said the wife. I said the wife went to the school 3 times and was not able to resolve the issue with the son.
I'm not talking about what you said.
So at some point, there have to be a higher level authority to step in. So he's not going to step in on every single point.
I'm not
Oh,
addressing
okay,
what
okay,
you're
cool.
saying specifically.
Okay, cool. Got it.
And that
perfect. Continue.
To be able to delegate more effectively while still implementing your vision over the household is a balance, and it's important. But we also have to take into consideration when we having these conversations that men that often routinely work between 12 and 16, 17 hours
16 hours, right,
are not sitting at the homework table with the kid on a regular basis. Now we are familiar, right? We are participating. We do understand. We do have these conversations or whatever. Often at times,
Make sure to mute out who ain't muted.
the majority of the guys that I know that make that type of money is on the road. They not even home like that. They come home during certain periods or certain times, but they are not at home every single day. And sometimes they're not even home that week until the weekend specifically. And so we also got to take that into consideration, because I think that when we talk about high performing, high functioning, even women, right? Even women and families that make a decent amount of money. And I know a lot of women from a lot of different cultures that make a lot of money, both her and her husband. They have help, or they spend a lot of money nurturing their kid, but it's not intimately connected to where she's a stay-at-home mom. And a lot of those instances where these kids grow up in these environments, the woman is not at home. She is not necessarily spending a lot of time. As a matter of fact, there's new positions that's been created, and this is a new economy in which there's basically a stay-in-home assistant / mother that assists with all of the lunches and all of this other type of stuff for high performing families and high functioning families. And so that is a thing. And I think that that's something that we need to add as a caveat for people, because when you're making that type of money, trust and believe you're not working 8 hours a day at all.
I'm going to get Monique in there.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Monique.
I just wanted to tell you guys, thank you for the invite. Also, I wanted to tell you, Anton, I do apologize for my reaction. What you said about me was not true. I'm not argumentative at all, but I realized tonight that I guess I'm very sensitive about my dad, and I did not realize that. So you're right. You wasn't speaking about my dad, but it's just like when I just think somebody is trying to go in that direction, it just triggers something for me, because I love my dad. I'm so big when it comes to my father. So I just want to apologize to everybody on the panel. Thank you guys for the invite. And I got to get up in 5.5 hours. So I have to get off here because I have to be up.
Monique,
appreciate you, Monique.
Monique,
yes.
I enjoyed you. You were dope. It's all just based off of leaving it on the panel. We have spirited debates, and then we just leave it there. I know that it's not a reflection of who you are on a daily basis in your regular life. And so it's cool. We love you. We appreciate you contributing to the platform. And
I feel the love.
Hopefully you can come back.
Okay, thank you guys, and you guys have a blessed night.
Good night, Monique. That was I appreciate that apology.
Damn,
that was
Mr.
really
Let Go,
dope.
let it go, man.
That was really dope.
Shut
up, man.
And thank God I passed my test, because I would have really beat you up, Aaron, if I would have failed my test. Because I told you I had to do school tonight, and you begged me to get on this thing. So thank God it didn't mess me up. That's why I was like, I need to apologize. I had to focus and do that test, and I passed. So I got to get up.
All right.
Congratulations.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, so we got to super chat so we can get up out of here.
Sure.
I now King Colin 49 hours. Remember, so I noticed 50-50 women more times than not have ugly feet. Anyone else notice this?
No,
The
we're
Judge video $2 said it ain't 50-50 when there's a bump in the night. Bob 23456, Bob 499 also member says if a woman makes more money than a man, she is not necessarily the head, but she is incredible. Veto power. Holloman Harvey 999, with God all things are possible. What kind of God can't give you the power, strength to stop using profanity? You're erratic, little buddy. Bob 23456 Bob 19. Also remember Rashawn went to check the oven. Bob again 99. Also remember says what's harder, a man to accept a woman that makes more, or a woman to accept a man that makes less? Sage Talk Lee, they wanted me to highlight this comment. Says if money is the sole value that a woman sees in a man, Donald Trump went bankrupt 3 times. Does that mean doesn't mean he lost his value?
He didn't personally go bankrupt. That was just reorganizing the companies that he were ahead of, including when he was trying to build the casinos. People need to understand.
Taj Mahal. Yes, I do know that. I do know that.
Bankruptcy.
But I was being facetious in the comment to try to address the issue of
no, I understand
wealth
what you were saying.
losing.
They don't understand that just because you file for bankruptcy does not mean that you broke.
Facts.
Yeah, he had a $385 million shortfall, so you need to address that.
Parliament Harvey 999 says going into the next year, if someone publicly defies scripture, judge not, but says I judge, don't stand too close to him, right, little buddy? Sage Talk Lee, H&L, $100. I manage the money. The man leads the family. Some women who makes more than 100K with sons and daughters. The sons are game bangers and daughters are tricking. SS Gang Kales 499. A leader is a leader regardless of who brings more in the household. If a woman is truly on board with a man's plan, then she will allow him to lead. Mobley is 999. A submissive wife will hand a check to her husband knowing that he's the one running the show. Leadership is not just about money. My wife is a traditional wife and hands me her check every week. Jonathan Barronville, shout out to JB 999. So member says, Sarah is right. And from an overseas perspective, I actually believe her. Women in non-westernized countries move exactly the way she's describing. I definitely seen it firsthand. 100 emoji. Mobley is 99. How is marriage on everything else, but then it's the woman's money? You're still creating some kind of separation. That's modern marriage setup. That's why it barely works. Sarah is right. 100 money sign. The retired guy 319, $20, 28 years in, and from day one, we've only had one pot. I've been the leader and in charge of said pot. I'm retired now, and she earns more financially. However, I am and will remain the lead of my family in every way until I close my eyes. Congo English $10 said, this is crazy. A man with no purpose and his discernment is dangerous. Mr. Williams, 49 also member, says a man has to show that he's responsible for a woman to trust him. Almost there, family. Rich Turner, $10 says everything went into the same pot. Anything over a set amount had to be agreed on. Random statement checks when I felt the need to look. She made more than me at the time, and I still asked. AJ became a member. Shout out to you. Welcome to Green Gang. Blaze Skywalker 999. I have a 2-year contract in VA. My family is in Georgia. Yeah, it's hard. I'm home for the holidays. Anton is right. And this is the last one, unless something else popped up. Stephanie X Tina, $2 says Team Sarah. So you have a fan. Let me see what that being said. I think that's all the super chats that's came in. I appreciate everybody that has donated to the channel to support the Lapeef Network. Thank you. Awesome panel tonight. Salute to you guys, the Real Precious, Let Go, Bruiser, Sarah, Lady Di, Balance, Ali. Appreciate you guys for hanging in. I know it went extra long tonight. Make sure everybody enjoy their holidays. Lee, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys catch Lee on Sundays at 3 p.m. Central Time. Always dropping the knowledge, so make sure you guys tune in. Shout out to all my Green Gamers in the chat, everybody that's watching. That's not in the chat. Salute to you. And if you haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe and hit the like button. And shout out to the sponsor, Teach Hanley, 30% off along with the free gift. And Modern Renaissance, I haven't forgot about you, sir. Good to see you. Constantly supporting all the shows. Thank you, sir. With that being said, make sure you guys follow everybody on the individual platforms. They have some. And I see you, big bad boy. Thank you for always being the first one to comment after the live stream and also holding down all the streams.
Appreciate that, big bad boy.
Hey, Gerard, can I say something before you sign off?
Go ahead.
Possible. Yeah, what I wanted to say is that, I think as Black people, we have gone, from a community that was very high percentage of marriage and family when we had less. And now we have far more economics and we have far less marriage and far less intact families. I think we have to be able to see more value in one another, where the man brings value to the woman in leadership as a man, and respect, because I think sometimes most women don't even respect, men, or Black men particularly. And likewise, I think the man have to see more value in a woman other than just a fat ass, because in 15, 20 years, that ass is going to be looking a little different unless she, gets some surgery or something done. But my point is that we need to look past the money, because the money just handles one aspect of our lives. Though in America, a lot of weight is put on that, granted. But there are other things that both of us, male and female, would bring to that marriage that could contribute to the marriage sustaining and lasting, because there are ups and downs and different stresses that come when you deal with finances and managing, whether it's a business or managing a family, the expenses of a family. And when those difficult times come, if you don't trust the leadership and the decision of the man that you're with, the stress is going to become overwhelming. And that's when people want to pull away and run, because they think, oh, what he's doing, I don't even understand what he's doing. There are different type of leaders. Some men explain themselves, and some men just say, this is my plan, follow me, baby. Some men give it an explanation every week, every month, or whatever. And it all depends on the leadership. But the woman have to know that the leadership of the man that she signed up with is something that she trusts. And if she does, she's got to let him, row the boat.
Appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Make sure you guys that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all again. Happy holidays, y'all. If you celebrate.
Merry Christmas.
last track, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I see you, Big Bad Fool. Appreciate it. Jordan Landry, appreciate you, sir. Shamar Lawrence. Shout out to my green gang that's out there. It's the last track, man. Y'all enjoy yourselves. Y'all make sure y'all be safe out there. Shout out to all my third shifters out there. The second shift, make sure y'all get home. Union life, baby.